Mm.
Okay. I'm not doing that again. Twitter will shock you again.
Oh.
Are we even talking about the Sony getting rid of physical disc and media?
Oh yeah. You know what I find to be hilarious? Not related to Sony. Xbox is just done now, right? Like, there's no more
They're
games
beyond
getting made
cooked.
for Xbox.
They're beyond cooked.
The reason why it's not shocking is because like literally 4 plus or minus years ago, they literally came out and said like, "Oh, we can't compete with like Stony
Yeah,
anymore." Like
yeah.
we knew this was coming.
It's just
I think
funny. Like, I didn't really fully realize it until like just recently. I've been looking up new games and just seeing like PlayStation computer. I'm like, wait a second, they really aren't making games for Xbox anymore. It's crazy. It's really done. I mean, that was a that was a thing for a long time. PlayStation, uh, Xbox, and
You know what's
computer.
crazy? Again, it doesn't hit as hard like right at this very moment for myself because again they did say that thing and at the time I think people just laughed at it, but I was like, okay, so like it's slowly just dying. But uh, what we're feeling now, what we feel about it is probably like similar to like when Sega like died and became like
Yeah.
just a gaming thing. Like when I sometimes I listen back to like historical vids about Sega, like they make it seem like that was like the biggest thing in gaming. Like it was Sega
Mm,
versus Nintendo, but then Sega
yeah,
just kind of, you know, rolled over. So this is probably kind of a similar thing.
yeah, that's true.
Another thing why it probably feels a bit strange is because, at least for me, I feel as if like this is a grand slam time to like try to release something that can really capture the gaming community. So I feel like it's not I don't know. I feel like it's not hard to make something like that can like make you a lot of money, but that's probably a bit naive for me to say. I guess we'll do audio first. Ace, let's do a quick audio check.
Check, check, check. How do I sound? Loud to quiet, probably still echoey.
Yeah, there's definitely a bit of echo, but we can roll with it. Ghost, how about you?
test, 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 test.
And that sounded good, I believe. Ghost, well, I can't confirm your mic location, but okay. And then what about myself? Is the volume acceptable? And am I coming in pretty sonically loud and clear?
Yep.
Perfect. When you get a second, check the stream, Ace,
Mhm.
and or both of you. Okay. Hopefully there isn't too much noise coming in the back, but if there is, what can you do? Anyway, if nothing else, then we can start recording in three, two. Don't say anything that you don't want to be caught on live. Okay. How do I intro this thing? Well, I know you got to be able to see us so we can intro this. So I think I'll go here first. Nope. I'll go here first. There we go.
Oh, gotta watch this. Copy link address. I could turn. Uh,
Okay. We're live. We're recording. Let's go. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back, everyone. We're back. Welcome back to the Be Warned and Be Filled podcast. We have not everyone here, but we have most of the bros, the fam, the guys. We have Ace.
uh,
We have Ghost.
Yo,
And then we have myself, QuestLando. How we all feeling? How we all doing today?
decent.
good.
And I myself am feeling pretty blessed and feeling pretty good to be alive. mm, so where are we at time recording? Uh, would you say once you're at like early August, that's like the end of summer, or do y'all go by the actual like calendar? Like if you don't feel like end of summer is like September 20th.
No, August. I go by the school year.
Even though we've been removed from school for how long? But regardless, the time recording, we're at like the end of summer. I hope everybody's been able to remain cool to some extent. Hope everybody that is still in school is making proper preparations for the upcoming semester, and we hope that everybody's just chilling and enjoys our podcast today. And regarding our podcast, to get the quick podcast intro stuff out the way. Obviously, first of all, anybody that bumps to our podcast, thank you. Um, not only not only by coming swinging through our podcast, we get dope interesting conversation and topics that you might not be familiar with, but you also get dope music recommendations. So if you go to the description below, you'll be able to find a Spotify playlist with all of our song recommendations for this week. Definitely check it out if you're looking for any new, artists to listen to or any new albums, and might even bump into a new genre that you like. Also, if you're somebody that prefers, more edited and timestamped the video, definitely feel free to check back afterwards. So we'll have timestamps, and the video will be a bit more. The description will be a bit more accurate. And if you're somebody that just prefers short content in general, or we're not making shorts just quite yet, you can go to our channel, and we implore you to go to the videos tab, where you'll be find all of our videos, all our topics condensed down into shorter videos. So that's our little intro for those who may or may not be aware. And also, before we get into the topics, the main content of our podcast, we like to go briefly over any content recommendations or any warm reviews that we might have to share. Yes, any content that we might have consumed recently or any experiences, shows, movies, books, I was gonna say a show again, but I mean like a concert, a play, anything, any experience that you consumed recently that you want to either give a review on and or recommend to the people. What do we have today?
Yep. I got a couple. One finally got fully caught up in Invincible as of this morning.
Yes, we're just talking about it
Um,
actually.
oh, nice. Yep. So finished season 4. I'm not even going to talk about season 3. I don't think I'm going to talk about it here, but season 4, I finally finished it, and I thought it was pretty dang great. Like I overall, I think the show is great. It has a very good premise and like the whole what if Superman was bad essentially type thing. But of course it explores that to a explores that in a super compelling way as well as has a ton of other um storylines and like story beats and characters that get weaved into the story. So it's a very well-rounded it's a very well-rounded show. Um and but uh yeah, the whole the like focusing on the Superman part in particular, like the way they have finally like fully developed it and like come circle full circle, and like that's now the the central the central part of season four is really focusing on that. I felt like they did an extremely good job um with developing that further and also like bringing in introducing new characters that are extremely OP. I don't even belong in in the universe of the show. Like they feel like they belong in another show altogether, like an anime or something. But um
Talking about that Conquest Ninja.
not even Conquest. Well, Conquest,
Oh,
but also
sheesh.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's crazy. Ghost, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I will address the I know there's criticism of the show for not having the greatest animation. That's never been an issue for me per se. I can acknowledge that it's not as great as it could be. I think, you know, if it were an anime, it would be absolutely insane. But but yeah, it's still not an issue for me. And I think even with this season, compared to the last, it I think they did better. Um, maybe they just allocated more budget. Um, what else? I feel like there was one more thing I was gonna say about it. That maybe that's it. But yeah, overall, loved it. Just another great season. Looking forward to the next one.
Well,
Um,
local man discovers how good Invincible is.
I've known for a long time. I just took me a while to get caught up. Um, and then the next one I have, this is my last recommendation. I saw a live theater production of Paranormal Activity. I don't think I told both of you. I think I told you Ghost, but I don't know if I told you Quest.
That's that one horror
Um,
movie from back in the day.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wait, hold up.
And
We're not gonna get surpass that. What did you just say? You told Ghost and not me? Like, am I off the group chat?
To be
no,
fair, I remember you, unless it was just like a side comment. I don't think I remember you telling me that, Ace, because I definitely would have. I feel like remembered.
okay, okay, okay. No, it might have been
Nah,
West then. It might have been
nah,
West. All right, it was
nah.
almost. I
Save.
know I told West. Um, but yeah. So yeah, I had no idea what to expect. I mean, it's theater production of a film that like really isn't even your typical film. It's all. I think it's all shot from like security cameras essentially.
Yeah.
Um, but I'd seen it on a billboard. Like on my way to Boston a couple months back, and then I saw it on Facebook recently, and they
Facebook.
were yeah, and they were going to be in town from like I don't know, I think it was like the time I looked at the post until the next Thursday or something like that. So it was a super limited run or whatever, a limited amount of time to be able to see it. So I yeah, I went out to go see it, and it was incredible. Like it was a proper theater show, like it kind of what you would expect you're going to see something on stage. Basically, I think there were only really four actors in the show. The side characters. And the whole thing was like set in the the two main characters' house. So like the the regular stage at the regular stage level, and then there was also the second floor above it. And you're basically like seeing a cross section of the house. So living room, kitchen on the first floor, and then like bedroom, bathroom, and then like another room in the middle on the second floor. Um, uh, but and yeah, it kind of follows the similar story beats to Paranormal Activity. Like, it's not the same as the first movie, and I didn't watch any of the other movies to know if it was the same as any of the others, like the sequels. But I'm pretty sure it's just like essentially in terms of plot would be like a sequel to the another sequel to in the series. But but yeah, it was extremely good, and the thing that got me the most was the special effects. Like, there's some things that happened in that show that I still to this day cannot figure out how they could have possibly done it. Like, just super mind blowing stage effects or whatever.
It's all
Almost
smoke
like
and mirrors.
magic show type stuff. I mean, yeah, essentially it had to be, but what 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 actually went into those smoke and mirrors? Like, I can't even fathom. So that was the coolest part for me. Like, essentially, if you can imagine watching a horror movie and some of the weird stuff weird stuff that goes on with special effects in a movie, they were able to do some of that stuff on the stage, which is just dope as hell. um so that was the part that like got me the most. It just made the experience of watching it super just super fun. Like, it was engaging the whole time. um but yeah, other than that, like, the story itself, I definitely don't think it was as good as the first Paranormal Activity, um, which I actually hold pretty highly. Um, but it was still passable. Um, the acting was pretty good. There was a couple moments that felt a little like, okay, this is theater, but 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 for the most part, the acting was pretty darn good too. So yeah, it was a great show, and if it was still in town, I would recommend. I don't know if or when they're coming back, but if you do see it in your town, I would definitely recommend checking it out.
Fair enough.
I'm,
Typically,
I'm
like plays
curious.
and
Was
theater
that
productions typically travel or they do it in other places too, so somebody might be able to attend. And then if anything, it could be more of a review.
Hmm.
was that the first theater show you've seen?
Yeah, yep, it was, at least like outside of high school.
Fair enough. Dope, dope. It's always uh, beautiful to experience. Sorry, not to experience experiences, to try out new experiences. For myself, the only thing I have real quick, a quick recommendation. It feels like I did this like multiple times, so I felt kind of sus about it. But I think last time we talked about it, it was before it dropped. So the current latest season of King of the Hill, I'm all gonna come on here and big of King of the Hill. Salute to Mike Judge. It's one of my favorite adult cartoons. Even that sounds corny. Major cartoons in general, shows in general. Man, it's such a banger. And I was thinking, well, I was watching one of the episodes last night. Um, like obviously recommending King of the Hill is always kind of funky because like you kind of have to like go and watch the entire series to be so like in love with it as like the average King of the Hill viewer or like fan is. But I almost was thinking like maybe I'm just going to it fresh could enjoy it too because obviously a show where even though it has its history and legacy, it the writers always have to write from the perspective of somebody that's just tuning into an episode that will enjoy it, and also it's kind of grim, but like King of the Hill is low key kind of a curse show where like three, maybe even four of like the main cast, the VAs, they're like dead or no like no longer there. So a person coming in fresh might also get a semblance of like you don't remember like the old VA, so you might enjoy you don't know what you was missing before. So that's also an element I was thinking of. But the moral of the story is King of the Hill is still running strong. It's on Hulu. I'm I'm just. It's so good to have something like. It's kind of weird. It low-key just feel good to have something like that's current, as like everybody talking about that you like as well. Something about that feeling. So yeah, check it out if you are so feel inclined. Okay. Do we have any other content recommendations or warm reviews? Anything we consumed recently?
Yeah, I got something quick, which me and half the damn world has seen at this point. New Spider-Man movie, um,
Brand new
Brand
day.
New Day, and everyone's talking about how great it is, and I'm just here to say that yeah, it pretty much lives up to the hype. It's pretty great.
Mm.
I've always
Some
been a Tom Holland Spider-Man defender, and I think he's excellent in this movie. I like the side cast. Um, Storyline was done better than I would have anticipated, and the main villain as well, I think, was also done well. I do have some spoiler related kind of gripes related to that main villain, but overall, without getting into too much details, excellent movie, superhero movie, I should say. But yeah, I recommend watching it, although you probably do need some level of context in seeing the previous movies, especially the last one, because some movies, like it's kind of you could say if you were to go in fresh, you get the same experience. I don't think that's the case in this one, but
don't they do a little recap in that movie? I haven't seen it. Don't they do a little recap though?
they do not.
Oh,
It's like you can from the
I, f-
context you can follow along. Like
I
it's
feel like
not
I feel like they
wouldn't be
recapped.
completely lost.
I feel like they recap feels if they recapped in the trailer, but I guess maybe I'm tweaking.
Yeah, I mean you can figure stuff out from context, but it wouldn't have the same effect. So, oh yeah, good movie.
Yeah, I'm glad one of us went and saw it. One of us keeping up with the Marvel joints. Although a lot of people are saying like Tom Holland joints don't even miss, so I guess it's not surprising. One funny tidbit from that whole thing is Tom Holland, he was doing interviews and he said that production companies love him and Zendaya because they only have to get one hotel room for them. And I thought that was interesting because they were also in the Odyssey together.
Mm. Yeah,
Two
maybe.
gonna be $1 billion movies, and John Bernthal
Who was John
I'm burnt.
Bernthal in? Who was John Bernthal in Thing?
in the Odyssey.
Yeah.
He
Oh
was
yeah. This is
Agamemnon's brother.
Oh
uh,
yeah. Is he new? I feel like I'm seeing
what?
his name more often, but he can't be new.
No,
He's
he's
been out
been
since
around for
Walking Dead
Oh, that's
um,
season
what.
one.
Got you. I never watched it myself, but got you. Maybe when I'm done with Soprano, I'll I don't know if I had mentioned that on the podcast, but once I'm done with Soprano, I'll also go back and watch like The Wire and then Walking Dead and Breaking Bad. Then I'll be caught up
low
with every.
key. Should watch The Wire before any of those. Just saying, but
Mhm.
Not that mafioso shit, man. Sorry for language. Anyway, if there's nothing else, let's get right into the topics, the main content. Give me a second to switch some stuff around. Also, it's not terrible, but the audio, your audio is kind of a bit lower than. It's a bit low, Ghost.
okay. I'll try to speak closer slash louder.
And I guess that's actually you don't have to blow it up anymore. Just scroll up a bit. Okay, that looks like how it should be. Oh, no, you could scroll. I mean, you could size it down a bit. Actually, maybe you don't have to do anything on your end. Maybe OBS is just tweaking. Hold on, give me a second to fix this. I thought I had all the settings like Okay, good enough. Anyway, actually, let me pull up this. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so like I said earlier, I hope everyone's been, trying to remain cool this summer. This has been one of the hottest summers in recent memory for myself. It's definitely been sweltering. And it's interesting because I feel as if I'm a person who generally likes to be outside and even even doing like lawn work to some extent. But this summer in particular, it just felt like by being outside, you're just melting when you're moving around. So it's been no bueno for me. And it's always when I think about weather like this, I always think about like salute to all the hardworking brothers and sisters that be working, do being laborious work outside. Um, so it's been super hot. I don't know about all over the world, but definitely like in the West, we've been having like what do they call them, like El Ninos or whatever. It's been hot. In so much that I think it's going to be a relatively warmer winter, but that's neither here nor there for this particular topic. One way that one company has been working on a way to combat this heat, and I brought this in particular because it reminds me of a similar thing. I think it literally might have been a Japanese company too. And so I wonder if they debuted this at the same expo. We brought a topic where it was like the human washing machine, where they said you can get a nice full body cleaning in like 10-15 minutes. And now they have the human refrigerator. uh, I'll kind of read some of the articles. Sutidexero. But the little thing that they posted on Twitter, a company has released a human refrigerator to combat extreme heat. It blasts the user with cold air to cool down their entire body within 10 minutes. Look at these companies. They know that in this world of fast paced efficiency, we need a nice 10-minute get it done. So I'm going to read some article. So, a company in Japan has unveiled the human refrigerator in an effort to keep people cool as temperatures rise to unprecedented levels. It's no secret the climate is getting hotter around the world as Europe has recently suffered a heat wave that may have contributed to thousands of additional deaths. Japan has also been hit hard. The country recently had to create a new word for the temperatures. When temperatures past 40 degrees, just 40 degrees Celsius, I believe. But Trusco is the company may have and the answer, and they developed a fridge that's designed for people to climb into to escape the heat. The personal cooling box is described on the company's website as being like a human refrigerator, just as the name suggests. A large box standing just over 2 meters tall. What is a meter? Like 3 feet or something like that. So it's about 6 feet. Um, with a little seat for you to perch on. Once you sit inside, you're blasted with cold air from the top and the back of the appliance, with the aim of cooling your entire body at once, which is more effective than a fan or AC. So I mean, this is kind of like is what it is type of thing. Like look at it. Like click the picture with the woman inside goes. Like all brothers and sisters who worked in a warehouse or like a supermarket type environment, like you know how it feels when you go inside the back where all the dairy and milk is. So this is not anything too innovative, but I mean it is what it is. I mean they look like they're cool inside there, right? So anyway, this is the first topic. There's not really too much to really talk about here. I just found this funny because again, it is really reminiscent of that human washing machine that we talked about. It's topical because again, the climate, and we like to talk about technology on this podcast. We like to talk about a variety of things, as you may or may not know. So, quick hot takes or cold takes, maybe. What are y'all thoughts on the human refrigerator? Are y'all using it? Come on, I know y'all been sweating. I know y'all been hot. I know sometimes the AC ain't doing everything it can. Come on, keep it a buck. Would y'all use the human? Would you use and or buy the human AC or human refrigerator? My apologies. What do you say, Ace?
I mean, I don't think so. Like, I feel like the window unit is still a window unit, and like you're gonna want to just sit in this thing the whole time if it's a hot day, which is not ideal. So just put in a window unit. Like,
What do you mean? This thing blasts you
You're
from
not
your
gonna want to go
body.
in and then you're not gonna want to go in, cool down for a few minutes, then come back out to the humid, hot. Like I don't.
It cools
I
your
don't think it
body.
would. It wouldn't make sense in a house. I don't think, like as opposed to just putting in window units. Maybe if you're like, if they have these in, I don't know, a store or something. No, not even a store, because stores be cold, cool. Anyway, so it'd be like maybe if it was just on the side of a road, like or in a like in a city, just outside, so people could just go in and
You getting
cool off, and then
in this unit after 300 pound big dude?
see, that's the thing too. Yeah, there might
Hell,
not be a legitimate
hell
application for
nah.
this. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I don't think there's a legitimate application for this.
I think you're asleep on the fact that it cools your entire body. The AC window unit just blows air on your face. You need this chills your entire body so that when you get out and you're ready to combat the heat, your whole body's already starting to get
Immediately
up.
get hot again.
Is
Your
there
whole
a
body.
reason why you couldn't just take a cold shower to achieve the same effect?
Yeah, so you're gonna use water and get butt ass to cool yourself. This woman is going about her day. She just wants to cool down. She hops in it for 10 minutes. It's not a whole production. You don't have to take off clothes. You don't have to dress up or anything. You just get in it, cool, and then you can keep it pushing.
Get out and get hot immediately. Like you're going to be hot immediately. It's not like you go outside today, like you go out and you're hot. Like it's not okay with well, you were cool before, so now you got like 30 minutes of coolness when you're out. No, you're hot immediately.
Fair enough, I suppose. Again, they say it's better than AC, so they're using just basic math. I don't know what to tell you,
You
but I
mean the
guess
It
they.
might be
company
better
selling the
while
product is
you're in
telling you
it,
that it's better
sure.
than an AC, and you're just taking that at face value?
I mean,
The cooling may be better than an AC. Like you make I'll give it to them. I believe you get cooler faster in this inside this thing than inside a room with an AC. But that's not the problem. The problem is not going to be in this thing for more than what, maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes. If you are, then you're just kind of wasting time. Like you probably got other things to do. I mean, maybe you'll just sit in this thing on your phone in your house, but that just seems ridiculous to me. You watching TV from the inside this thing, like it seems ridiculous.
fair enough. Fair enough. Seems you're not convinced. What about you, Ghosts? Are you a man of technology? Are you getting on board? Would you use and or buy the human refrigerator, the personal cooling box? Sorry.
No, it just seems too like I don't know. I'm sure that for those 5-10 minutes you spend in it, it would make you very cool. But like Ace said, you step outside and you're immediately like it undoes the effect. Like you can be in a nice, cool AC car for 2 hours, and then you step outside and you're blasted with a wave of heat, and
That's
it's like
facts.
we're even there. So, and on top of that, again, it just seems goofy. So, I don't think I would use it.
Maybe you're looking at it backwards, Ace. Maybe it's not for when you before you go outside. Maybe it's for when you get inside and you need to get all that heat out your body. Hmm.
But do you still have an AC?
This is better than AC.
Do you still have an AC?
Um, I guess it also doesn't. It also doesn't help that. Let's see. According to the website, this thing costs approximately $9,000.
You should have leveled that. Let's move on. I think we've.
But it
I think we've done.
requires no installation. You just roll it into your
No,
house.
man.
How much
Get
would
yours
this be on your electric bill too?
mhm.
Probably no more than than your general refrigerator.
Maybe that's true. Yeah, that could be true.
Regardless, as you can see here, folks, it seems like we're not convinced. We like to come out here and talk about technology, ways that can actually benefit us, help us, would we use it. This seem like it's not the one. Um, but if anyone is looking for a different methodology, if you're tired of the rotating fans, if you're tired of the window ACs, lugging those around, if you don't have a good central AC system like myself, salute to the that's one of the things I'm most content about in my life. I have a good central AC system. I don't really worry about heat. But if you don't got one, maybe consider looking into the personal cooling box. But if there's nothing else, we can move on to the next topic.
Which one is that? Is it this one?
Yeah, it is actually. Again, sorry for the order kind of being fussy today. So before you do that, go to the post that this post is quoting. Okay. Salute to all the hardworking screamers out there. One day maybe we'll bump to that conversation of what's harder, being a hot streamer or being working a 9 to 5. Well, maybe this brother could probably speak to it the best because he just streams his 9 to 5. So that's like maybe that's the answer. So Twitch streamer Musa Usa, I believe I'm saying that right, who runs a hot dog stand in Baltimore, so the DMV, recently was robbed on stream. So just like the caption implies, and we'll kind of let the video speak for itself. The only thing, the video's like 5 minutes, so I don't know if it's worth watching all of it, but we'll watch a bit of it. You can let it play.
Yes, sir.
Cheese steak.
You want steak and cheese? Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to clean the grill. I just finished the steak and cheese.
Take your time. No rush.
Okay,
No
okay.
rush.
Sir, steak and cheese, you want everything? Mayonnaise, lettuce, tomato, everything?
No, I want everything. I want everything.
You want to pay tomorrow?
Yeah.
You can pay, is it like chili cheese hot dog is like, yeah, I am live streaming.
Oh, right. Nah, I was looking. I was like, in
Yeah.
my face right there. The fuck?
Yeah.
What's up? That's
Yeah,
what's
I
up.
am on live. And then also I share on Instagram, is okay?
That's what's up. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
You will see me on you will see you on Instagram tomorrow.
Alright,
I can
that's
post
bad.
it.
So again, salute to all the hardworking vendors, street vendors. I pause it here just to be 100% clear. This is a person that is fully acknowledged they are being recorded. They fully acknowledge it, just so we all understand what's happening here. And for the audio only listeners, just to paint the picture, again, we have a stream, a hot dog / sandwich vendor, and they also streamed their business. And a young brother came up asking for a steak and cheese, sound like, and they acknowledged, just fully consent to being recorded, to being streamed, and for this person to potentially use this interaction as content. All right, roll it.
Well, TikTok.
Yes,
Doing
TikTok,
TikTok.
it's
Yeah.
capture. Listen, boss,
I mean,
Okay. Steak and cheese.
yeah, steak and cheese.
Okay.
Everything on it. Heavy meal.
Heavy mayonnaise.
Heavy
Okay.
meal. Heavy meal. Heavy meal.
Okay. Oh my gosh, I messed up. I think. Oh my gosh, it was slow today. I say let me go home. You guys keep coming. It was slow.
Be hungry, man. You be trying to eat. And you got the best cheesesteaks on this side of town. So we coming.
You know, it is a weekend, Friday. So
Yeah.
I need to go to Stibis clubs, you know?
Are you open tomorrow?
Yeah.
What time?
Tomorrow 11 to 10 p.m.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So you getting up,
Yeah.
getting up early. That's what's
Yes, sir. You like the onion, yes? Onion?
up. Yeah, hell yeah. Damn right.
Onion. Yeah.
How much is it so I know what to put in?
Sorry?
How much?
Second cheese is $10.
10.
Yeah.
All right, give me a sec. Let me run my card. I might say I want extra everything.
Okay sir. Okay. He stole the money. Klip var mı Yellow? Sanki parayı çaldı mı? Ben de anlamadım ya. Did he steal or not, guys?
So, as you can see, or again, if you're only, so they're having their general conversation. Again, salute to all the hardworking street vendors. You're chopping up with them, no pun intended. But this is a brother who leaves their tip jar like right in the front. So, but obviously, no one thinks they're being stolen from. So, while they're conversating, the young brother dips his hand in the tip jar and walks off with the money. But the guy either saw it. I mean, he's always live streaming, so it's obvious. But he either peeped it right away, or he has a chat. This is the chat's telling him and if you guys notice, he tried to dip his hand in before, but the guy was turning around and looking. So it's everything being recorded. This guy's looking at his chat. It's yeah. I always say there's no such thing as an intelligent criminal. He could play this a little bit more, but I think that was the main point. I don't think the brother comes back.
I couldn't see anybody, guys. I think he stole the money. Allah'tan bir de onu videoya aldım ha. Have the videos. In my food truck.
And is that what you're explaining?
African.
Oh yeah, he called. Oh yeah, he called the police. He called the police. Oh yeah, there's this.
Oh my god.
I remember this part. It's been a minute, and this happened the end of this year. So he's trying to describe the person to the police, and I don't know his ideology where he leans politically, but he's describing him, and and he's saying every word but black.
Dog.
But that could be that could be a topic in itself, to be honest.
Oh Lord, have mercy. All right.
But yeah, that's basically that interaction. So it's unfortunate. There are a lot of young. I don't know how young his brother is. I just call him young because the follow up to this story was, the main thing I wanted to get you guys put on. So the mother of the person that stole the Twitch streamer, from the Twitch streamer was a tip jar, went on stream, returned the money, and apologized on behalf of her son. And they ended up hugging. So let's see that nice, pleasant interaction.
Lusa, it's Salvatore. It's 80 degrees right now. Let's go downtown after work.
Hi, how are you?
Ladies.
Hi, how are you?
Thank you so much, subscribing. Thank you so much, subscribing.
Felipe_King37 just subscribed.
Hi, ma'am. How are you?
Hi.
How many you want?
A little while ago,
Hold on. Hold the music. Sorry, ma'am.
a young man came to your stand and took
yeah.
tip jar. I'm his mother.
Oh,
How much did he take from you?
like something I couldn't pay attention. Like
What do
20.
what do you think he took from you?
I see the first. I couldn't see the second. Is
How much do you think he took from you?
about $30. I think. But you don't need to pay.
No, I'm going to pay it. Because my son wasn't raised like that.
Why he is doing that? I don't want to ask, but
No. Listen to me. My son wasn't raised like that. My son drinks, and when he drinks, he does stupid stuff. I want to pay you back because you don't deserve to be stolen from. You're here to do a service. I appreciate it. He took it from your tip jar. $30 go back to your tip jar. God bless you.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
I put my son in treatment. I pray he stay and get some help. But I want you to be okay.
Can I come and hug?
Of course.
Yes. I am live streaming. People sharing everything everywhere. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
It's okay.
Okay, guys, let me hug. I'm sorry. I like peace. Yeah. Come here.
Of course.
Come here, guys. Look,
Yeah.
you're my mom too.
Yes. I
Yes.
want you to be okay.
Please. I always love peace, respect, love. That's what I
Yes,
always
you do
say.
a good
I am sorry.
service. Keep on helping this community. God bless you.
Thank you. Good night, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes.
There you have it.
Ma'am,
So, I think people generally view this as like, all's well that ends well type of story, and it was unfortunate that happened, but, it was very honorable of the mom to come back and, make this vendor whole, slash screamer. And I suppose that's kind of how you could frame it as. You know me, I kind of see some of these things and my brain starts going everywhere. And I'm just curious y'all takes on it. Maybe this is, in the grand scheme of things, relatively like not a big deal. It was resolved. One of the places my brain kind of goes is, do y'all think this was an appropriate way to resolve this? Or do you think this kind of speaks to a kind of, I don't want to say bigger issue, but another issue in itself of like you have, and salute to all the moms out there, that will come in and clean up their children's messes, even into adulthood. We don't know how old that brother was. They looked like a grown ass man, but they're old enough to drink. So I guess I'll kind of keep it simple. If maybe I'll add my 2 cents in if I feel as if it's needed. But yeah, what do y'all think of this interaction? From start to finish. Do you think it was like all's well that ends well type of thing? Do you think the mom said that they put their son in treatment? Whatever that means or manifested as. Do you think they were kind of like covering for them a bit? Do you think accountability was really held for the parties involved? What do y'all think? I'll kind of leave it there, and again, if need be, I'll add more. What do you think, Ghost?
Like, at first, like my first inclination was that maybe this was like all fabricated and just a skit, a well acted skit to get views and popularity. Seeing the video, I don't really think that anymore.
Oh, this is real. This is real live streaming.
Yeah, I mean, it could be real live streaming, but you never, not to be super cynical, but bro's not getting as many views, and
this is the
he's like,
typical
I'm
ghost.
gonna hit up my friends and have them do this, and then we'll come back. Again, it's being cynical. Assuming that is not the case, I don't know if I really have a problem with accountability not being held, because like I think fact of the matter is this dude who, again, he looks like a grown ass man, as you said. He's definitely like being a grown ass man and stealing in general, but stealing from a tip jar for someone who's providing a service is scummy as hell. And I don't think there's no justification for him, as far as the fact that his mother had to come in and do it for him instead of him doing it himself. I don't know how long afterwards this was. It seems like it was the same night. I don't know for certain. From what she said, it seemed like it was the same night. Maybe he was still drunk or whatever. Like, in an ideal world, he would have been the one to come back and apologize and even give more. Like, but I'm just kind of like, there's gonna be scummy people that do scummy things. It's kind of just a fact of life, and what are we gonna? What are you gonna do? Like, that's just what's gonna happen. The fact that I guess she came back and tried to rectify things as best she could is good, I suppose. But yeah, I honestly don't have too many thoughts. And like, was there a better way for this to be handled? Again, besides him coming himself, I think probably not. Like, I think both parties were understanding, and she came to do right, and he didn't have any hard feelings. He could have, so yeah.
I guess we're still kind of a bit away from the realm of, being able to relate to this as like, from being a parent. But I guess if you were in close proximity to a situation like this, where like one of your siblings or one of your close friends or peers did something like that, where they stole, and then their parent or your parent had to come in and apologize on behalf of them, and then pay them to make the person whole, would you like feel the same way? Would you feel as if like the right thing occurred, or would you feel like maybe the parents kind of covering for them a bit?
You mean if I was in the position of being the parent, or like one of my siblings were to do this
Well,
and
that's
I
what
had to their behalf? Is that what you mean?
Well, that's what I said. Like, if you can imagine being a parent and what would you do, I am curious to hear that. But if not, like, if it was like one of your siblings and then y'all parents did this, like, would you feel the same way? Would you feel as if like the right thing occurred?
Oh, okay. I see what you mean. I see what you mean. If it was one of my siblings and my mother did this, I would be of the belief that, like, why are you going and doing this? It should be my sibling who stole the one that's the one that has to go and suck it up and give them the money back and apologize. So I think, yes, that does actually change. I would be 100% more in favor of, if you did this, you need to be the one to rectify it personally.
Yeah,
If I wasn't removed from the situation, but that partially is because just knowing, I would imagine my siblings would not do this.
yeah. Again, I don't want to put that
But
on anybody. Just to kind of give it
yeah,
some like relativity to it, make you understand it a bit more. And
yeah.
I don't know if that's even productive to look at it like that, but I think that's kind of where my mind goes. It's just like I think people are looking like this at like a heartfelt moment. And again, I don't want to be dismissive of that, but at the same time, it just kind of it feels like this would spark. And I don't know if it did, but it feels like this could be used to spark a conversation of like mothers, especially for like the crazy part. It's not even is it. I don't know if it's accurate to say troubled youth because one, it looks like a grown ass man, and two, they're coming in and saying, "Oh, he wasn't raised this way," but what mom would ever say like the mom's that's the go to. I didn't raise him like that. I don't know. It's kind of aggy, but
But
Well,
would you I mean, do you really not think the mom tried to get the son to do this, return the money?
that's a good point. We don't know the context. The only thing we kind of know is that they said they put him in treatment. Again, whatever that
Mhm.
looks like and means. Full
the way
rehab
I
would be rehab would be interesting. Go ahead.
the way I interpreted it was, if this is the same night this all happened, she has tried slash put him in treatment before for the drinking, and it seems like it's not working. Like, not that she put him in treatment after this one specific incident, just because I think the timetable, it seemed like it was a lot like the same night, so it
Yeah,
wouldn't
yeah, I
make any
think that's
sense
what she
to
said.
delay.
It was the same
Mm,
night.
nice. That's why I like having you guys hear some of the stuff. Because I thought it was like a different occasion, but yeah, it could have easily have been the same night. Although, like, how fast the word traveled? That's why I didn't think about that. Like, I guess it's just live stream, but this guy's probably a relatively smaller streamer in the context of things. But I guess word could travel fast.
Maybe someone from the area was watching the live stream and they said, "Hey, ain't that so and so?" And then
Um, yeah, if they tried to have done action in the past, and they're still kind of willing and dealing this behavior, I guess that is a different perspective. Um,
The reason I asked is because, like, I can imagine, and maybe this is me going overboard or going too far, but I can imagine somehow the mom heard about the situation, whatever, um, confronted the son. Son says, I'm not doing that, whatever. I'm not going to apologize, whatever. Or he's just drunk. I don't know. But either way, the mom wasn't able to get the son to return the money. So she comes and does it herself. Um, and if that if that did happen, like I don't see what else the mother could do in terms of like trying to in terms of trying to make the son accountable for what he did. Like we are saying he's a grown ass man and the mom can only do so much given that he's a grown ass man. I believe she has tried to, get him into um AA or whatever for alcohol in the past. I don't have no reason not to believe that. And I'm sure she's going to continue to try to do that. But outside of that, like, what could be the repercussions are a better situation than what she was essentially trying to do.
Yeah, that's definitely a valid question. Although I feel like I would then kind of turn it back to y'all because one, I don't know if or you, I don't know if that's realistic. I feel no matter you could be the most hardened, like disrespectful brother. When your mom put that guilt on you and like you know you did wrong. I feel like even a grown ass man is gonna be like, all right, mama, and they may not do the right thing, especially in that moment, but they're gonna feel remorse. And two, I mean, again, while we're not there yet, I would be kind of curious to know as a parent, what would y'all do if you have like your child in 4K doing committing a crime, and then you confront them, and then they're like, and then they reject you, and then they reject. No, I'm not handling that. What would you do? I mean, obviously, I'm assuming maybe there would be some level of handling it like how the mom did, but what would you do with that child?
There's only so much you can do once they become an adult. I think
Yeah,
this is
I
why the
think there's
scriptures say
literally
train them up in the way they should go. So when they're older, they don't depart from it. Like it's only so much you can do at a certain point.
So what do
Like
you
you
do?
could whatever you
I
if they're
mean,
living with
honestly,
you,
like,
kick them out the house. Like
yeah,
you're not. It gets to a point though where you can't really do much more. Like are you gonna call the
it's on
cops on them? Like
it's on them to live their life. But even if
I
they're
mean, do
not
you?
living
I'm
their
generally curious. I understand we're talking about like in general, but what do you do?
life, I mean,
I
I
don't
think
think I'd call like in this particular if we want to say in this particular example, um the guy stole whatever, $30. I don't think I
In
call the cops
4K
on them.
when they acknowledge that they were on camera.
Or maybe you're right. Maybe you're right, given that there's actual evidence and this is a perfect opportunity. Like that or not opportunity, but like there's no way that they can wiggle out of it. And the I don't know, you could it's not the worst that they could have done in terms of a crime. Maybe this would be a good uh, 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 a time where calling the cops would be an appropriate action, but I still think like I mean, as I'm sure a lot of people, calling the cops is just a super risky thing to do in any situation. So,
Oh my
um,
god.
maybe, but I still I think I would lean again towards not calling the cops.
Yes, this might be the one situation where you're right, but it don't feel right because I'm also kind of it's also kind of sucks. I'm probably looking at this particular situation like too hyper focused when we're trying to stay in more of a broad sense. It just seems like even if I grant that this brother is drunk out of their mind, which that doesn't even look apparent. Um, like I don't like bold. I want to say the R word. I don't like bold stupidity. Like, and I feel as if like that the way a parent handles it like that. Well, again, nothing is inherently wrong with it. Like, how do we get to a point of like resolution? Like, this makes the guy whole in that moment. Although he started working on that meal for the guy, so I mean he could use it for somebody else. Anyway, he makes it whole for a moment, but you still have this like young brother that hasn't been held accountable.
Yeah,
well, I
and I'm
think there's
sure the
two
mom is going to
separate.
continue to try to get through to the son to try to get him to get treatment for his drunkenness or whatever. Like it's she can't rectify the whole situation with one like his whole basically life being awry with one like action. Like
I guess
it's not gonna be
to
that simple.
I guess, and I don't want to spend much longer, but I guess to kind of start to branch that conversation, do you think there is a broader problem with like parents running this level of defense for their kids that are wilding out?
I can certainly say it can get out of hand. Like it can certainly get to the point where the parent is coddling the child or or yeah, not holding them responsible for their actions. But I guess for me in this particular situation, we we don't have enough to say that's what's happening. Um, like if there's just if she obviously if she saw like if she was aware of the situation and didn't do anything,
We
like
know they didn't
didn't
call the
confront the
cops on
son
him.
at all. No, she didn't call the cops on him. And I, like I said, I can see why a black person would not want to call the cops on their son.
Oh my
So
god, this conversation is
putting
about to
that
get sticky.
aside, putting that aside, like if she did not confront the son, in actuality, she did not confront the son, and I don't know, maybe she's just maybe she even if she's like I'll just put it that way. If she didn't confront the son and she just goes and pays the guy off, like that would be okay. Yeah, she's coddling, she's running defense, like she's not holding them accountable. It's just going to continue, etc. But I don't think I highly doubt that's the situation here. I think this looks like a mom that's trying to do everything she can for her son, and maybe it's not enough. And I don't like. There's going to be situations where that's true. Like it's nothing the parent can do is going to be able to prevent or change the child's behavior at a certain point. Like they have to take responsibility for their own action in their own lives. You know, of course when they become an adult, but even before then, there's like things you have to learn as you're growing up that your parents can try to get through to you, but you have to see it for yourself.
Like I said, you are probably predominantly right. Did you have anything else on this ghost?
Uh, I don't think anything else we haven't already hashed.
Fair and fine. Yeah, I think the moral of the story kind of just largely goes into what Ace is kind of breaking down. And obviously, I think this is just one of those overall things of like parenting, even as your child, grows, starts to get older and become an adult themselves, or is an adult, is definitely one of the most daunting, aspects of life that we go through. There's so many things to just pick apart, and even this kind of brief instance of like, they say he wasn't raised this way. Like, what is the believability of that? Because there's like oversight with parents where they think they did everything they could or should, but then there's just those little things that culminated to this type of behavior. There is the conversation of like, what does holding people accountable look like? The broader conversation. I will say, the reason why I don't feel 100% fine with this resolution to the topic, because I feel as if like I don't know what. Maybe it's like post conversation. This is kind of funny because I feel as if like, and on the spectrum of like people that there are people out there who probably say like damn near like you should never call police on any black or brown people, and then there are people that say like this is why we need to start like lynching black and brown people again because if we let them get away with stuff. And I hope we're somewhere in the middle of this. It kind of feels like we're skewing more towards like, this was a fine resolution, and we don't know or care what happens to that brother or what happens to people that are like that, like their brother. I'm just telling you what I think. I'm not saying this is reality. I'm just saying, just speaking my mind here. But obviously, salute to that moms. Salute to that street vendor slash screamer. We do like a story where somebody's made whole, and obviously, really really try to keep a sharp eye on your kids in your community because we don't want. Sorry, even me about saying like we don't want this to be representation of our community. It kind of goes into some of these other such conversations. Yeah, obviously don't commit crime on 4K. That's a more story everyone can get on board with. Okay, unless there's anything else, we'll move on to the next topic. Okay, salute to Birdman. To be honest, I feel like the audio for this was kind of scuffed, if I remember correctly. I don't remember. Anyway, scroll up. What does it say again? Birdman, still to my mixtapes, my mixtapes. What is he? Birdman gets asked by people at church why he puts out artists and music that poison the community, as if he wants to be, if he wants you to do better. So this is that age old. It's probably never gonna end, even though it's hip hop these days, even as like toxic to the community as they would say it was in like the gangster rap era. I mean, what are you? I mean, I guess
That's
it's
an
toxic.
interesting question. I would lean no. Like I wouldn't say that it's generally positive, but I think there is less negativity in general being
I mean, I
promoted.
asked that and we say that, but I suppose NBA YoungBoy is like the most popular artist, and I don't think they're really known for making.
I think when I
music.
say that, like, what's the number one problem that people in general have with rap? And I think that would be promoting the selling drugs in particular, right? If I don't know if y'all would agree with that, but I think that's probably the number one thing that people look at.
Yeah, it's a big one.
I think it would be.
Really?
I think it would be a combination of drug, sex, and violence. That
Okay, yeah, okay, maybe like gang violence, probably. Yes, I would say that's probably bigger than drugs. I think that's definitely still gets promoted as far as drugs, selling drugs. I think it's more about doing drugs now.
Yeah,
But
right.
that's an interesting question.
Fair enough. So yeah, we'll play it again. Maybe I was listening to something else. I remember this audio being kind of tough to. Like, I don't know if we'll walk away with the full like doctorate explanation of what his response would be to this, but let's try to glean what we can.
He looks like he's about to say some BS, bro. I can't lie. But it's
In the church.
My question
oh my lord.
to you is, if you know and understand everything that is going on, why are you continuing to push out music that poisons the community?
I don't feel that it's hard to ever speak about me in general. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like I have kids of my own. I'm usually gonna make my child go do nothing unrespectable. I think respect comes at home. You can't dictate what I do on saying my words have something to do with his kids and how he controls his life. Controlling his life gonna start with his parents.
Right. Now, we all can agree.
Hold on 1 second. One moment. Excuse us one moment. We're here to stop the violence. We're here to put a new mindset in the. I want to speak his mind. So what you feel, huh?
Right. So we all can agree that music is very influential, even though
Life in general is influential, and not just music. If you talk about life, getting up every morning, feed the children, feed your family, going to work, getting to work. If you ain't got that, you gotta go get it how you get it. So you can't charge it to a nigga with a microphone in his hand. You got all kinds of stuff that's in life, man. It's weird out there. It's really fucked up out there, man. You gotta be conscious about who you are and raise your kids to be better than you.
now that issue, the issue with that is, okay, I could come from a good background, all right, and have both of my parents, but at the end of the day, the music, the exposure to the music that is being put on the television, as far as what's being put on the
Control of that, homie. What they put on TV.
all right, there are no
I have control of what they put on TV. Alright, what's your name, man? What's your name? What you do for a living? What you do for a living?
chef.
Great.
Oh Lord, I don't like that. Yeah, from what he does for a living, he said it, and I feel like he was just dismissed. Anyway,
I don't think it's. He said it was a chef. I think he just made it. I think he just said all right. Like, I don't think he made it. I could be reading it negatively, but that
Maybe.
would be a problem like that.
all the same, I don't even know like how did Birdman end up in this situation where he's at a random church? I mean, I guess he's doing community outreach, but anyway, if you could, maybe y'all could understand that better than I can. What I generally glean from it, from what I recall, is on one end he's saying, the classic response of regardless of what's put out in the culture or the ecosystem, it's it's on parents to control like what their kids are consuming and ingesting. And there was also a point. I don't know if this you would say this was his um, main point, but there's also an element of like, you know, the average artist or rapper specifically, they're coming from a place of like, one, they're just living their life and they're doing what they can to provide a better life for their family and their community. Um, so it's like, how can you be too mad at that cycle? Especially when I would say if you outside of some of the music, like even like the most gangster rapper that's just talking about drill and all that, they are having a positive economic and probably in other ways impact on the community. That's just
How would that be?
that's just definition, huh? How would what be?
How would that be? Like, is that a trickle down hood economics? Is that how that works?
I feel like you're trying to like bait me into like something. I'm not
I'm just
even.
being, I'm being facetious, but
I'm not even.
I just don't understand the correlation on how it works. Where because they are making a lot of money, I guess you could say like there's if they're giving back to the hood and the community.
Yeah, they're giving back. Obviously, they're a person that's making a lot of money is paying a lot of taxes. Like there's a lot of ways in which, just definitionally, if you're making money, you're you're going to give back. And obviously, if somebody made a bunch of money by like I was gonna say slaughtering baby lambs, but slaughtering baby dogs, we wouldn't be with that. But there's levels to what we accept. Anyway, maybe this is just a plain old simple like what does this interaction change y'all or move y'all in any different direction pertaining to this overall conversation of like the I guess the theme is like the accountability of artists to control what they put out, or is it really not their fault at all? I guess I'll leave it at that and ask y'all what you think. I will add though real quick. It's kind of tiring because these questions just never get asked to other genres. It's so annoying. But yeah, what do you think, Ace? You think Birdman's explanation made you reconsider this question?
No, I think Birdman did a bad job. I I mean, I guess I did reconsider my thoughts on it, but Birdman's explanation is just like it was. I don't know. I found it to be inadequate because it's like he's not really providing a good rebuttal to what the guy is saying. Like the guy is saying, if you put out the music, yeah, if you put out this music that inherently has negative messages, um, it's like, why are you doing it? Like, why are you doing it knowing it puts out inherently negative messages? And Birdman's like, well, it's on the parents to teach the kids right. And I think he didn't actually say it's, the parents could be controlling what the kids are listening to per se, but it seemed like he was going in that direction too. It's like you're still not addressing the question. Like you're in this thing about community outreach and that's your answer. Parents don't let your kid listen to what I put out, or it's just like not good. Like you could be the person to stop, or at least in terms of what you're putting out, to stop or to um to put out something with a more positive message, and not like in a corny way, but like um in a I don't know, creative, uh um like grown man type way, like talking to it's still gonna come off as corny probably, but like talking
Yeah.
to the youth from with your perspective on life and where you've gone and what you've been through, what you've seen. But and yeah, you're not providing a good answer for that. I do think like there's credibility to saying things like or responding to these questions um more so along the lines of, you're talking about the things that you've gone through, um, good and bad, and like just providing that perspective on your life. I don't think anybody can really take away from a person essentially giving their autobiography through music.
Hmm.
So I kind of think that's still a valid um point, like a valid reason for somebody to put out music that you could interpret it as negative, but that is the thing, right? That what they went through in life is negative. So that's one valid thing you could say. And then there's another one that came to mind. And it's escaping me right now. Maybe when
Is it
Ghost
about
answers come back to.
is it about the dynamic of like parents moderation, or is it more so what are you talking
Oh,
about?
no, no, I remember now. It was also like there are artists who put out put out pretty music with pretty negative, quote unquote, negative messages, but it's like they're playing a role kind of. So it's almost like they're making a movie or making a
Yes.
movie or whatever through their
No
music.
different than a freaking movie about mafia. Ironically, about
Exactly,
mafia.
exactly. Yeah, and I mean that's something, to be honest, I can get behind as well. Like I watch all type of stuff, and um if it was in music form and a artist was saying it like in a first person way, I'll probably still think it's fire. Like so, and in that case, I do think it's like in the same way a parent should be, cognizant of what their kids are um watching. I mean, my parents were that way. Um, of course, I skirted the rules, but my parents were that way. Like they should also be aware of what their kids are listening to, and um, if not directly saying you can't listen to this, at least like um uh just talking through and reasoning with the kids on where their head is at, and try to get a better gauge of how it's actually influencing them, and in the way that parents should be able to do. um but yeah, I mean, you're gonna let your kids watch certain things that are not, quote unquote, positive. It's a similar concept. It can be a similar concept with music. So like I think those are two legs that artists like Birdman, I guess, can potentially stand on. But yeah, his responses I don't think were very adequate.
It's always sucky, and I really would like to know the science of this, but it's really not too anything complicated, complex. It's interesting, like I guess also depending on the artist we're talking about. Like when we think of like an artist or a rapper, we think of like somebody skilled with words, but it's just so many artists. Like when you ask them something in an interview, like their answers sound so like juvenile. No pun intended. There's a lot of puns here. Um, yeah. And kind of interesting to the point we're kind of leaning towards with the parents. That's such a I feel like that's one of like the main questions of the world. Like trying to get to the answer of like, I mean, obviously your role as a parent is to like control and moderate what your kids are consuming. It's just interesting because I feel as if, and not to have to focus on our background, but I feel as if like there was probably other factors. Like I'm not saying like they could just let us broad listen to like 50 Cent and G Unit and we would have we would have the same outcome. Um, but it seems like you'll definitely hear stories of like people became in a poverty environment, and like if they grew up on like listening to those gangster rappers or some certain movies, Boys in the Hoods, all that stuff. They're definitely going to kind of model their life after that in some ways. But I feel as if like if you just have a strong foundation, like you can consume a lot, and it's not going to really compel you to manifest in a way that you would say is poisoning your community. I don't know. Um, But what about you, Ghost? What do you think of this interaction? Does this move your mind, or do you think it'll move the needle at all when it comes to this conversation of like whose fault is it when it comes to like an artist and what they put out to the community?
I don't think it's gonna move the needle. I also think it's a difficult question to answer if you're Birdman because it's like you can't really say much. I honestly think I don't think his answer was good, but it probably was the best answer he could have given. Because if I
Mm.
was in his position and someone asked me that, I don't know what I would say because it's like you can't really say anything to be honest. I do agree with what you were just saying, Quest, in that if you have a strong foundation, I don't want to say it doesn't matter, but the exposure you have to certain things matters a lot less. Like personally, we've talked about this a million times with hip hop and influence, negative, positive, all that. Like when I listen to hip hop or music in general, it really doesn't have any effects of um, any I don't want to say any negative effect, but it doesn't compel me to do what these artists are doing or live the life they're living. I look at it as kind of like again like a movie. But again, that's thankfully because I have a very good foundation and I was raised the good way. But if you like think about like the especially like the early 2000s music videos where the artists are like living it up. They got all these women on their arms and they got 50 million cars and rich as hell. If you and again, I was thankfully I did not grow up in like the ghetto or not, and I didn't grow up poor. If I did and I'm living my life and then I see this in a music video and I'm thinking like, damn, I want to live like that.
Hmm.
And I'm thinking, okay, how did he get to live like that? Well, what is he promoting in his music? He's promoting he was marketing this dude and selling about this and that. Again, I'm not speaking of Birdman specifically because I have never been a Birdman fan or listener.
Nobody's
But
been a
just
Birdman fan.
true, but just like generally speaking, it's especially if you're a kid and you're you're exposed to that because no matter what I can say now, like again, I've never really felt all that compelled by music, but when you were youngest and when you're most susceptible to being influenced by outside sources when you and by sources in general because that's when you're like developing your brain if you see that and you put in your mind for whatever reason like dang I want to live like that like how many just flipping it to like a sports analogy how many sports stars have you heard the stories of them being young and they go to a game and then they when they're like 8 years old or something and they think, dang, I want to do this when I get older. And that influences their life course moving forward on like them being dedicated to playing and practicing and all this. If you flip it to a standpoint of rap, you could think like, damn, I should be a rapper and I can do what these guys are doing. Or you could say, dang, I can't rap. Well, what else are they doing? Oh, this is
Hmm.
what they're saying doing in the music, this and that. Maybe I should go this route and then it snowballs from there and like I think generally it's a difficult just a difficult balance to find in this conversation because I'm also not of the belief that all the dumb news takes of oh hip hop is the number one cause of violence no that's absolutely not what I'm saying but I do think there's a difference like when you look at like you talked about Sopranos earlier The Wire shows that, or even Breaking Bad, shows that are predominantly based around people that are either not good or they're doing wrong. But how are these shows framing that? And again, some stuff is going to be lost in the kids, so they might not see all the subtleties. But if you look at these shows, these guys are not portrayed as like everything's going great for them and they're good people and they're happy because they're doing this. A lot of it is the drawbacks and the negatives of them perpetuating this violence or whatever they're doing. mafia boss or kingpin. And I think that the intent behind what you're showing, because you can show things, but if you show it as a negative, like there's plenty of rap that talks about stuff that rappers used to do, but it's not looked at as, dang, yeah, this is the best. This is what we should be aspiring to. It's looked at as this is how I used to live, but I'm trying to get out of that mindset. You can flip it like that. That's definitely possible. But I think just in general, it's a difficult question to answer. It's not an easy discussion to have because of the reasons we just went through. But I also think Birdman's response was trash.
Yeah, and again, the only reason why I kind of focus on that is again because like it feels as if obviously he's more of like the on the management side of the music, but he also did put out albums and songs, so it's just kind of interesting. Like again, an artist who's in the business of like speaking or putting words together, and I think you kind of said something to the effect like it's not, or one of y'all said something. It's not necessarily on them to have the great answer because this is a kind of a complex question or like conversation. But I feel as if like artists that are like ingrained in the culture, they should have like Birdman's probably heard this since he was young. He should like some artists should have
Right.
like some level of
Yep.
like even if it's like just a talking point answer at this point, it should be like something like he's kind of talking like this like no one's ever asked him this, which maybe he hasn't been confronted in a long time since he's been such a boss.
I think the crazy part is this is probably the best he could come up with. Like I think when he started talking, he thought he was cooking. Like he thought he had something.
Do y'all remember that scene in the Boondocks with Doug Nicholson and his posse, and they were talking about Huey Reedon?
Yeah.
And that dude that I think he's supposed to be a Birdman parody, and he was talking just how like dope Reedon was. That's what came to mind for me, like the way that he was talking. It's like thinking he's saying a lot of stuff, but it's really just nonsense.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah, absolutely. I was checking out the comments, and I think this one kind of gets to like the answer to some of this because, again, when we talk about foundation, like our foundation, like even this kind of relative and like what does that mean? The one thing I don't like about this comment is it kind of framing it like stuff that's affects black people and white people. But again, I think they're in general right, and I'll read it. So somebody said, I also don't like the fact that I don't know who's behind the profile. If it's a Caucasian man. But anyway, someone said the problem is we worship / idolize celebrities because if we didn't, we wouldn't care what they are saying in their music. White artists spurs poison, but white people look at it as entertainment. Like you would as a movie, but black folks, like you meant folks, we look, oh, okay, so this is a black and brown brother. But we look at music as life. That's the problem. And I think outside of like what white people do or quote unquote black and brown people do, I think one thing if you grew up in a Israelite space, one thing you know for certain is the concept of rejection of idols, anything that's you're pedestalizing. At least I'm speaking for myself, and just the scriptures in general. I'll try to circle back to the scriptures. I think one way to get it, a lot of the answers to this is like you really have to drill in young people, especially. Don't idolize, don't pedestalize, don't make anybody, don't overly glorify any human. And I think that's for me kind of why I look at, partially the reason why like no matter what artist, even if I super inundated with their music or I love their sonics, I'm not gonna let it influence me to any great extent. Although I am on record, the highest level of influence I feel like I got from hip hop is when Lupe said what he said, and it's been so long, and we spit fire shorts and SB dunks, and from that moment on, I wanted Nike SB dunks so badly.
Well, you can't tell me you didn't start wanting to skate after you heard Kick Push.
I wanted to skate before Kick Push, but that definitely pushed me.
That's fair.
It definitely pushed me in that direction. I feel like we grew up on Rocket Power. That's what compelled us to want to do all that sports.
Yo, true. Yeah, that's a throwback, yo.
But anyway, oh yeah, and even this comment even addresses the one they have on screen even addresses this too. Like rock artists make music about Satanism, murder, violence, and white people don't care. Black artists make music about the streets and reality that's lived by the community. Let people make music and make what they want to make. And again, I don't think it's black or brown or white or any other type of culture. I just think anybody can ingrain like don't overly idolize or care about artists. Like if you want to consume something, you know, feel free to just be mindful how it's influencing you or impacting you.
Something
Yeah,
I just
I will
realized
say-
it was the pastor that was pressing him. I thought it was just some random. I don't want to say random. I thought it was just another
Oh, it was a
person in
pastor?
the church. Apparently, that's interesting. But sorry, what were you saying, Ace?
Real quick, I was just gonna say, I mean, we probably shouldn't oversimplify the cultural aspect of it either with like the different genres, because I mean, satanic panic was a thing, and I think white people do still get or some older white people get up in a tizzy
That's a
about
good point.
satanic lyrics or just whatever some of the lyrics in these hardcore metalcore bands. So
Yeah, that's a good point. And I definitely don't want to be dismissive of that. Sorry if I was it was sounding like that. And so much that like that's one of the things I don't know if y'all noticed it, but and I don't know what content y'all listen to, but it feels like we kind of circled back to a time where like people are like overly critical of hip hop artists and like really saying like they're like this person was saying like poison the community. And I don't have an issue with that, but it just sounds so weird coming from people in our generation because probably most generations experience this. But doesn't it really feel like our generation really was at the height of like kind of what you're describing, like the panic of like all the content that was coming out? Like I feel as if like it's so annoying that like people in our generation almost like became our parents. Where like, oh, don't listen to hip hop. Don't watch that show on Nickelodeon because this person is doing something that's unrighteous. Like, you can't watch that. You can't watch this cartoon. And, like, you shouldn't be listening to that. Like, this is gonna poison you. This is demonic. Like everything was demonic back in the day, and it feels like we circle back to that. And that's like the most mind-boggling thing to me.
Would you say? I'm just curious. Would you say that our generation, which what are Gen Z? I don't even know, but is that mindset really prevalent now? I feel like a lot of it is like the stay off phones and tablets when you can, but that what you're describing, I feel like that's more so like our parents, like I think this boomer generation, than
And that's what
our generation. I could be wrong, but
And
I'm just curious.
That's why I asked you. I guess it depends, I don't know what y'all consume, but I've definitely listened to, because obviously, again, not talking about politics, but you guys are probably privy to like the general like I don't even call it conservative mindset is kind of dominating certain spaces. I don't want to like start calling out any particular content creators, but there's definitely this weird semblance of like pushing conservatism or like we need to. It kind of does. It is the kind of like the "Make America Great Again" crowd. To be honest, it's like a lot of that is kind of stupid and like we're like ruining like America by pushing some of this stuff, and a lot of it is people our age, if not younger. It's the crazy part. But again, if you're not listening to any of this stuff, then it would be like, yeah. But I've heard people that are literally my age talk about like rappers like they're the worst thing in the world, and I don't have any problem with that. It's just like it's just so weird that we became our parents. Anyway, but let us know what y'all think. should we kind of clamp down on the hip hop these days? And I don't even know what do people think we should replace the music that's out these days with? Anyway, if there's nothing else, we can move on to the next topic.
I would say jazz.
I have no
Well,
idea.
I don't even think he would because he doesn't even listen to new jazz. Really, it's mostly old stuff.
I don't even know why jazz isn't more popular.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I hope I'm not effing up the thing by moving it around. Let me check the screen. I just be paying attention to the screen. Okay. Anyway, salute to Fousey. I feel like feels as if there's been a couple of Fousey questions that we came on here and talked about. So salute to them for even if you don't like their content, salute to them for or the older content. Salute to them for providing us with content. So their question of the day, as it were. So they posted. Anyone else feel genuinely not? Anyone else? Sorry. Anyone else genuinely not enjoy being around people at all? I'm talking about friends or family. Or is that a major character flaw? I used to think it was something wrong. I used to think it was something wrong with me, but now that I'm older, I feel content in it being who I am. And yes, this means I spend 99% of my time alone. The remaining 1% is spent with people, and during it, I'm counting the seconds until I am alone. So, I don't know how often we bumped into the whole, more introverted versus extroverted conversation. Some of it's kind of cringe, IMO. But, I think there is generally what he's describing, people out there like that. So I'm just curious to know what y'all quick thoughts on it. Honestly, this could have been one of the first topics as well, because kind of, it's probably just a straightforward, what do y'all think? Unless one of y'all have a high take about it. But yeah, what do y'all think to his question? Do you think it's a major character flaw to not want to be around people? Or do you think that's completely natural, normal? I feel as if maybe, is it disrespectful to say you can relate, Ghost? What do you think?
It's not. I mean, I've said multiple times in the past that a lot of times I just not like being around people. I do think this is definitely like not how I feel in like I think that's I'm trying to think of the best way to phrase this. Having this mindset, I don't even know if I call it a character flaw. I just think it's not necessarily healthy, and I say that knowing that a lot of times I am this way, not to this extent. It's not something that you should be proud of or like, oh, I don't need any like that is that when people start talking like that, that is very, very gloomy. I think that the the analogy a lot of people use that I think is very fitting is a social battery where some people have like a pretty large social battery and it gets depleted a lot faster or sometimes gets recharged being around other people.
Yep.
And some people have a smaller social battery where like up to a certain point like you're cool being around people and then after it gets depleted you kind of just want to be on your own, which is fine. Again, to an extent, I think 99 to 1% split, that is not healthy because like biologically humans are made in some respects to be community based and to be around people. That doesn't mean you have to be around people all the time. Like again, I most certainly enjoy my alone time and not having to live with anyone. And again, I don't be going out much into crazy functions. But like, I'm not of the belief that this is the optimal way to live. Like a lot of these, like I would say, alpha male podcasts, but a lot of people online be implying that you shouldn't need anyone, and if you do, then you're weak, and if you're able to survive by yourself without needing anyone, that's strength. I do not agree with that. I think it just comes down to a personal preference thing, and as long as there's some level of balance, that's the optimal way of going about it.
I don't know. I think a lot of people can get on board with that. As much as we probably could wrap that up, but what do you think, Ace? Do you have any other takes on that? Do you think it's a character flaw for people to predominantly not like being around others? Or do you think it's square, fine, and dandy?
I don't know. It's tough. Like, I think introverted people are like they're not that it's not that there's anything inherently wrong with preferring to be by yourself, I don't think. Um, but at the same time, maybe there can be like it's a possibility that something could be wrong, but it's not an inherent like every person who is introverted has something wrong with them. And what I mean by that is if you don't like being around people because um like I don't know, you because you don't like people, you like you find yourself, I don't know, um um what's a good way to put it?
Detesting humans.
Being yeah, that's a great word. Like detesting detesting other human beings. Like you might want to go to therapy or talk through that or see if like, you got something in your past or something that has has like wired your brain in that way. Because you don't want to become like a I don't know, you don't want that to go further to where like every time you're around people like uh you hate them or anything like that. Like it can go to an extreme. So if it's maybe like if it's just a general exhaustion, like you get like Ghost was saying, your social battery is just very low capacity, then that okay, that's probably not a big deal. But if it's a antagonistic type thing where you find that again, I think distasteful is a good word. I just find being around other people to you know be distasteful or put you in a bad mood. um and yeah, I just find that you dislike people. um I think that could be it could be a problem. So
Yeah, yeah. I think this is one of those things where like, what y'all are saying probably leans towards the correct answer. I feel as if there's some people out there that are so just content and fine with being alone and by themselves that there's nothing you can do to convince them. And we're not trying to convince anybody, obviously. But yeah, obviously, everything should be a balance. Like, and like we're saying, if you find yourself really building some type of discontent or real vile feelings around being around other people,
yeah,
that's something that you might want to address because unless you're trying to be like a hermit or whatever they call people, is that a real thing? Like people that are just by themselves? Like,
There's a
I mean, really,
medical term for it. I think it's I think it's agoraphobia. You just have a fear of being around people.
yeah,
mm,
a fear is agoraphobia is extreme. Like that's definitely something you should probably seek help for. Can't leave the
interesting.
house like this.
Well, regardless, unless you're trying to be like that, you're gonna have to exist in a society, and obviously, there's just so much benefits. I often say like being around people or like some having some semblance of community is like one of the pillars of like keeping depression and things away. It's having a community, making sure your diet is at least moderately healthy, exercise, and then rest. Like those four things are like pillars into like keeping your sanity, at least for the average person. But um, but okay, yeah. Again, I don't think there was too much to say on that. And by the way, if you're truly content in life, do you? As long as you're truly examining, whether all aspects of your life is you know, appropriate. But if there's nothing else, we can move on. And we're doing pretty good on time, but we don't want to go overboard, especially since we have a lot to go through with double XL freshmen. So we can um, tackle some of those other topics another day. So let's get into let's put on our music critic hats and let's go through. We're kind of late on this anyway, so we gotta get through it sooner than later.
Oh boy. Wait,
Oh
me?
no. Okay. So 2026 Double XL freshman class. I really don't. And I think I don't even care about like the aspect of like getting old and not really being hip anymore. I really don't care about that. I feel as if just by the nature of what I consume and how I consume things, I'll always be kind of inundated with the culture. But I'm gonna come on here and be the first one to say I don't know, or, except for like Tootie Brothers, I don't know, not near none of these ninjas. But that doesn't mean that I'm not my interest in peaked. So let's go through the list real quick before we get to the ciphers. And super salute to Double XL Mag. One, it's always good that in this day and age where like magazines and media are like some ancient dinosaur shit. It's good that they have um, certain periods where they can really like garner like everybody's attention to come together and like kind of look into something. And I feel that they'll be able to do that damn near forever. Although definitely the Double XL freshman doesn't get as much media coverage as it once did. You know, back in the day, where like the likes of like Kendrick and Absol and Joey Badass and so on and so forth were on it. But I still think it's something worth. We're gonna continue covering it until it's really no longer until it's really irrelevant. So let's go through these. Oh yeah, and also salute to them because I don't know if they've always done this, but this year in particular, it seemed like this page was well made. Like it gives you bios of everyone as well. So let's go down and let's get a quick intro to them before we get their music. So these 12 Double XL freshmen were born ready. The diverse group of artists from the North, South, Midwest, East, and West Coast, so everywhere, represent a snapshot of the future. Welcome to the 2026 Double XL freshman class. So first we got Chris Patrick from East Orange, New Jersey. I don't think I'm gonna actually read. We're not gonna actually read all.
Yeah,
of them.
we're not gonna read all these. We'll let their music do the talking.
We got Belly Gang Cushington.
There's no fucking
way.
Out of Atlanta.
Figures.
See, some of these you might want to read what they got going on. They're an authentic street storyteller. The only that sucks. We never talk about it really, but like the average Double XL like writer is like somebody that graduated with a master's in journalism at some school, and they have to come on here and try to properly summarize these these rapper stoners.
They got a bullshit. Imagine how degrading it would be to have to write this. All right.
Next, we got Slayer with no E. Out of Philly, we got Lorizzi out of New Orleans. Shouts out to Nola.
I think I've heard of this dude. Where have I heard of this dude?
Then we got Trim out of Charleston. Salute to South Carolina. Then we got Trap Dicky, out of Hurtsville, South Carolina. Again, salute to South Carolina. Our Southern brothers and sisters.
Oh, damn, brother got a large ring.
Then we got Babyface with XE out of Flint, Michigan. Oh, nice. Salute to Flint. We got some Michigan representation. Apparently they got a viral hit, so let's see if they can keep the momentum. Then we got Hurricane Wisdom out of Tallahassee, Florida. Okay. Then we got YK Nice or YNK East. I'm assuming YK Nice out of Atlanta. Atlanta.
What do you think the YK stands for? Young Killer.
Listen, if you want to view the profile, maybe we can find out, but I don't.
I'm straight.
And we got Skrilla. This is the other person that I'm somewhat familiar with out of Philly.
Wait, apparently this is the dude who made the 6-7 song? The original 6-7? Yo. All right. I got some.
It's crazy that trend became popular with like little Caucasian kids. But most of them do not know that this brother.
Yeah.
Then we got So Camo. How would y'all say that?
Camo, yeah. Camo.
Out of Apex, North Carolina, so the Carolinas, like another country or southern artist. And then we got Miles Minnick out of Pittsburgh.
Oh shit,
Or
we gonna need to
California.
read the blurb for this one. As a
That's
leading voice in Christian hip hop, Miles
Is
Minnick
that-
used faith-driven messages with Bay Area swagger and energy. I would have never thought.
Wait, Pittsburgh, California?
Yeah, it says Pittsburgh, California.
I-
Bay Area, so definitely California.
I've never even heard of no Pittsburgh, California. But regardless,
That's why they had to say it.
yeah,
People would think, "Hold on,
they could have just said the Bay Area though. We know that.
He wants to rep for his city.
Anyway, what's that? That's number 10. So there's 2 more folks.
There.
Oh.
Oh my god,
Oh,
I think
DJ Drama.
that is DJ Drama. Was
Oh,
he
yeah.
on it? Was he the one on it last year's?
Yeah, he does it every year, pretty much.
He be selling with these fucking beats and with the mixes. To
Sorry.
be honest.
Anyway, okay. So I guess I thought there was 12 of them, but I guess that's them. Let us know who y'all familiar with, who y'all like that's on this list, and who y'all would have wanted on this list if you're super indebted with like the young hip hop underground scene. But for those who are just going into this blind, sit back and enjoy it with us, and yeah, let us know while we're going through the ciphers. Let us know what y'all think of them as well. But let's get into it.
Oh wait.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say real quick. I think this is the first year I'm not familiar with a single artist here. Never heard of any of them.
Oh, I think I know who the reason is. I think he was on the John. Yes. Oh, okay. I know who. Well, I know one feature of his, but it was on that John Michael project.
I would ask. I guess in saying that, I would ask: is there any ones that you're interested in hearing? But isn't going off any of these profiles make you a bigot?
I mean, it would be cheating because you guys are saying, or you said you're familiar with Chris Patrick. He's from New Jersey though, so I probably would have. And I mean, just the way he looks too. He doesn't have a bunch of chains in his picture, so. I'll probably
First,
assume
see,
that.
you see what I see? Yeah, see, so I called it.
Yeah, I do.
That is high key being an ace.
But actually, no, because Babyface E as well. He has a chain on, but he's got style too, so he could be good. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it probably does get to being bigoted, but
he do got some sauce. I'm kind of interested in this dude just because his name is interesting. I almost feel like is he gonna try to be like a lyrical rapper? From his description, seems like probably not, but interesting.
Oh, let's not waste any more time. Unless y'all have any takes going into it. Let's just hear it out.
It can't be worse than last year, right?
I'm going into it like completely blind. I haven't even heard anything online, so I'm right with y'all. All right. Let's see.
So 7 minutes. I'd prefer we go through just all at once, unless y'all want to do it differently. I can't remember how we did.
I think we typically go by one. I mean, if
All right.
y'all,
I guess we'll do that.
Okay, because then you have to remember all y'all specific takes, and
Yeah,
it feels like depending on the level of the artist, we tend to forget them right away.
I definitely forget. All right.
Hey, okay, thank God he made me like me. If he made me like y'all, then I wouldn't be on shit. When it come to Jersey, if it ain't Solana or Fetty, they most likely talking about Chris. Underground Bitcoin, you put your money on me and I promise it's cash well spent. I need a plat that's attached to my name like I came from West Orange with Maxwell Dent. Came out the mud, ain't had no cosign on a big homie. Draft they came up, they would skip on me. Come from the team, still got rookie of the year. I know there's some rat niggas sick of me. Them boys got tired of putting in pain. I put in pain when I didn't have energy. Zion Will, niggas y'all said was the one lost they place through the breaking from injury. Break through the industry, wasn't a fan favorite off the rip. I went from Jalen Brunson in a Mavericks jersey to the Jalen Brunson on the Knicks. Getting a double, show you if your niggas solid or if niggas with you is a bitch. I cut off 14 people in one fucking day when the world learned I made a list. I keep it thorough, baby, I don't trip. I couldn't skim on my product, I do it like Kimmy when it come to pushing a pound. Chris St. Patrick, moving like Curtis through streets in New York just to get to the path. Certified headhunter, see a golden, I promise I'm breaking them down. Niggas can't duck us forever, that Japanese hit a old tiny level on a mound. Body bags on the ground, nigga ain't fucking with me like I'm Tank. Rap nigga dribble his ass all shit, my little cute, but he still couldn't get to the paint. I'm on a creep like on T-Boss and Left Eye and Chili, I'm doing shit these niggas can't. Niggas is bums, they ain't fucking with Saint. These niggas is bums, they ain't fucking with Saint, you dig? Jersey.
Okay, salute to Chris Patrick. Salute to Chris Patrick.
Was actually, I don't know what excellent, but that was very good. That was a great start. Wow.
Salute to WXL. They knew because maybe I'm loading on, but I feel that's gonna be one of the best we get. So that sucks. I don't remember the rating system we used, but I guess I just ask in general. Would you say it's the trash, mid, which is just the middle, or you say it was pretty dope? What would you say, Ghost?
That was dope. I mean, part of it is because my expectations were so low, but I don't know the last time I've been legitimately impressed with a freshman cipher, especially because the beat is fucking dog shit. Very, very good.
What would you say you're on the scale, Ace?
It was dope. It was very dope. Really, really enjoyed it.
And obviously, I would say it's dope.
NBA references too.
Man, I'm telling you, I feel I'm not listening to every hip hop artist out there these days, but I feel as if that start be missing. We start to miss that in hip hop. Like that's just not embedded in a lot of lyrics. So I super appreciate those NBA bars very much so.
I think Freddie Gibbs is like the one dude who's still every single track he would drop in that NBA. Which I appreciate.
Okay, next we got Larizzi. At least there's no. Not that I have a problem, but there's no Lils on this secret list. But
and this baby face, I think that's close enough.
Come on, Larry. Come on, Larry. Hey, come on, Larry. Come on, Larry. Come on. Why? Come on.
The man on the corner just called me your prophet. The man in the mirror just got up and locked in. I am the man that did not be forgotten. I come from the south where the prison is rotten. 21 years consuming McDonald's. Niggas gon' turn into nuggets out here. 70 years if you lucky right here. Let's get things clear while I'm thugging right here. Just made a thug spot from in the ear. He was mugging me outside on the corner. Who this nigga smiling around here? He ain't want it. Ain't that dude what a shout from his idols? Ain't that dude what a shout from the goat? Yeah. The wizard of reason, the way I went through potholes to get on the yellow brick road. Stand on shit till I prove it. Can't know what fast to the booty. Penetration to the pay attention to the student. Pay attention to the music. Selling dope shit like I'm Frank Lucas. I'm keeping the goofy like the Three Stooges. Salam alaikum, well you goofy. Woo, woo. Stay up on that beam. My name is Larise from New Orleans. Uptown, I'm keeping it G. Yeah. I'm utilizing my time right now cause society be a time thief. You think it's for you? Now this one for me. This for the 12, the 7, and 3. You think it's for you? Now this one for me. This one for me. This for Larise. This straightforward like a shotgun house. Boot paint on the porch to keep ops out. But need that for bomb. You gotta put me on Q-tips to the bullshit. Getting blocked out. Can't lose focus on the feed right now. Best that I follow my dreams right now. Show the whole world who Larise is not. Cause I feel like the black Jew breeze right now. You there?
Okay. I wanted to pull something up real quick. I don't know if I'll be able to find it.
Take that.
I don't know if y'all get the reference without hearing it. Why did he start off the cipher like that?
Yeah, the wah.
Like I don't know if y'all familiar with like Waluigi, but
that is exactly what I thought of. That's the same exact thing I thought.
I don't know why he did that. But regardless, I think I'll speak for myself. I'll start this for this one. It was definitely interesting. That's one of those situations where like if you don't like the tonality in the voice, that could put you off. But for me, it did kind of give me some reminiscent of like Danny Brown vibes. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing for some folks. It was more of the middle for me, but with potential. What do you think, Ace?
I want to say the same thing. I don't want to just say it was mid because it was pretty good. Like he had a good flow. He also, I mean, the main thing about him is his presence, like and his the character. Like he has a lot of character, and in a way that's not necessarily annoying. Like I feel like he could be a zany type of rapper. Maybe his lyrics didn't fully uh translate that as well, and maybe that's something either he would be better served with a full track or full project to be able to prove he can do. But I think that would be the question, like can his lyrics actually match that character that he has.
And what about you
But yeah,
guys?
I admit.
I would say good because I agree with what y'all said. He wasn't as good as Chris Patrick, but I also think like on a different type of beat, like on a like flowing a little slower, I think would suit him more. And I like again like the presence thing. I definitely agree with that. Some of his bars a little bit shaky, but I would just lean good because I can't get over how dog shit this beat is, and that kind of is just the inherent nerf to all the artists. So I'm cutting him a little bit of slack. But I would lean good, not as good as Chris Patrick, but I'm
We don't gotta compare
very
it already.
pleasantly surprised so far.
Yeah, that is the thing though. Like eventually we're gonna hear somebody that's so bad that it's gonna
Yeah,
make me want to bump up bump his score up.
I just thinking about how bad last year was though. Like I'm gonna give these dudes a higher rate than I generally would. 'Cause
I mean, maybe we should just stick to out of 10. Out of 10 is so basic. Ugh. Maybe we'll change it up if it starts to really waver. And I will say I 100% agree with you, Ghost, in the sense that like even though we're only two in, that definitely seems like artists where we need to hear the type of production they would want to be on. This beat did not really hurt them or help them rather. Anyway, next we got Sozo Camo. Sorry for saying that wrong.
it's fine. It's
Ain't no more regular living, we torn, I barely remember what day it is. Camera get put in your face and a young nigga turn to a motherfucking alien. Yeah. Know they gon' study my moves, they wait till a young nigga finally crash out. Had to take all of that pain, got rich, the whole gang eat when I cash out. Take me a dose, yeah, I need it. Hey, nigga be mad, yeah, all of my business. Hey, really gon' hate, yeah, when a young nigga winning. Hey, niggas be yapping, yeah, I know he a bitch. Hey, back of the sprinter, yeah, I'm black and venom, got rats in the denim.
Okay.
Hey, bro, they said, Camo, you up next. Now they treat me like plastic in Macon, yeah, I'm moving through Europe, yeah, with demons, yeah, I'm hitting these stages, yeah. They will keep calling my phone, trying to turn the little artist commercially basic.
Okay, short and sweet. What do you rate that, Ace? What do you give that?
I'm gonna definitely go. That's a solid mid. I mean, it seems like he's struggling with breath control even.
Don't. I'm glad I'm not the only one. I'm not the first one that said it. It seemed like that. If we can give him one thing to work on, definitely have breath control.
Yeah. But he's doing a lot of the too, like just spacing out the bars. I feel like as filler or what could be words. I don't know. Like it just it sounded like a little bit of a struggle, but
It almost sounds like that's his workaround to like get through it all.
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
What about you, girls? What do you think?
Also in the camp of mid, definitely not like egregiously bad. There's a lot of filler bars in there, like you already said. It wasn't awful, but definitely not as good as the first two. But again, I'm just happy that I'm not listening to some people bullshit on the mic. So
Yeah, likewise. I think I'm just pleasantly surprised. We haven't heard anything like that's like absolutely like dog poo yet. So that's actually pleasant to hear. I would also say this brother is relatively mid. Outside of the breath control, which is something like obviously can be worked on, it kind of sounds like we've heard that sound like a lot before, which is also not really the best thing. Mm-hmm. So anyway, let's keep it pushing. What do we got? We got Slayer.
I cannot chase the pussy, can't jerry it. I'm not evil, but my twin, he nefarious. Oh, you hating, that shit is hilarious. Different color rubber bands, various. I feel like the one constant, the variable. Why he acting like he is not variable? Need someone smart, I can marry a fool. Got no chain, so I'm free, just like Harriet too. Hey, McDonald's, you cool, no, I kinda act goofy. I stretch out my money like Luffy. Got the Mexican drone on my phone talking to me, but honestly, that shit a doozy. Hard in the bitch, if you cannot do this, nigga, shut the fuck up, don't talk to me. Whipping my whistle, damn hard, they got eyes if it's on like I'm riding with team. Umi, zoomy, damn, shit not 50-50, cause I'm always gonna win, get up with me. I be getting chicken, hella crispy. If you look at my lens, hella crispy. Yeah, these niggas, they rat 10 like they Mickey. And she want babysit, hold on. She want that babysit, Icky Vicky. Red hat, call up Rock and Misty, bitch.
Little stumble there, but it is a important stage. Ghost, what do you call that?
Probably mid, a little on the higher side. He had a couple nice bars in there. The Luffy one was pretty decent. Nothing groundbreaking, but I'd say high mid. Again, I'm just I'm starting to get pissed at Double XL because this year it seems like we got a lot of competence. And like it couldn't have been that hard to find these level of artists the past few years, because that's most certainly what we have not been getting. But
you gotta remember, it's also who's like viral and is popping off, and who's viral might not be who's talented.
True, I guess, but at the end of the day, they picked it. Again, high mid.
How would you rate the Ace?
I'm gonna go dope. I'm gonna give him a dope. That was pretty dang good. He did have some good bars. Darn good flow. One little stumble, but I still think overall pretty dope.
You know what's interesting? Yeah, even with that stumble, I think they definitely have high potential. It's not a slight by any means. You know what I would kind of call that? Listen to it sonically. And I don't know if this would like map on if most people heard it, but when I hear that, I think like streamer rap for some reason. Like I can almost imagine that was like a streamer that also started like rapping at the same time. And obviously they have some level of knack for it. So yeah, it's interesting. Definitely had potential. I'll still say more mid because again, I feel like I heard it a lot before, but you know, again, nothing's been trash, so that's you gotta give a tremendous amount of props for that.
Yeah.
Next we have what's this, brother? Something
Miles Minute.
Hype me up. Hype me up. Hype me up. Yeah, Holy Ghost on me, I'm out of my body, prayed up in the lobby, then turn up the party. I before 10 to get back to my shorty. I showed up and showed the folks how to live godly for real. Yeah, they want me on their team, then it's fine by me. Now the same ones trying to get signed by me. BET nominees, so they saw it at me. Copy no stereotype on the radio, gang ain't doing no time to say. Been clocked in at the devil outside, I'll slide, man, I got some time today. Can't check me now. Moving, Lord bless these mouths. Kept it 100, can't test me now. Y'all only gave half like Epstein files. Y'all crazy. Say what the eyes on the go, got a little Zuko here to watch my blind spot. Last year we did wasn't loud, we turn up the crowd, felt like a headline slot. Lit up the scene, so hit up the team. Let them know we need a new time slot. Lifted his name more viral than Playboy Cardi, but you know I ain't lying. Stop. What? Take me to your bosses. Where's yo getting them upside down crosses? L27 has upside down losses. Slaps for the soul that actually go. Never about 500 racks of the dough. Had to pray on that like a mat on the floor, but I act like you know. Never thought I would reach these heights. All glory to Jesus Christ. Gotta make sure your people right. He gon' come like a thief in the night. Come on. Alright? It's a new mainstream now. Everybody know you can't box God in no more. Okay. Old way won't win no more. Make a YN not wanna spin no more. Hey. Y'all thanking God, but don't hang with God. Y'all think that's kinda odd. I plant a seed, but don't look at me to save you, brother. That's not my job. Brother, that's not my job. Brother, that's not my job. Thinking of sweet and playing the streets in the bay, mess around and your car got robbed. Hey, be cautious who you gon' let sit beside you. All these Judas opportunists come to nickel dime you. What? Don't let these algorithms hypnotize you. West to the world, Jesus Christ, my only trip advisor. Come on.
So this is the Christian dude. I thought he was.
Come on.
You think?
His first bar was like, "I got the Holy Ghost."
Hey man, I like some of it. I like. He's not lying. He knows scriptures. Like he's come like a thief of the night. Um, you know what's crazy? Again, this sounds like they're being held back by the beat, and I'm not as critical on that as like Ghost, because to be realistic, like there's no producer out there that can make a beat that's going to match all these different artists from all these different regions. It's just impossible. Yeah, I definitely feel like at some point he was just specifically rapping for like another type of beat. Also, while they seem like they can really go the distance when it comes to like rapping, I feel as if like kind of on some level it feels like like what Kendrick could do. Yeah, I think this is dope. And honestly, not even none of the attachment on the themes in the rap. I think just because I feel like put them on their type of beat, and give them full control over the production. I feel like they could actually produce a really good song. What would you say, Ace?
Yeah, I agree. This was super dope. I his lyrics are excellent. Flow obviously excellent. I think at the end, I want to say he was probably freestyling the last couple bars, and those were some pretty darn good freestyle bars too. So, yeah, I think he's got it. West Coast rapper. If I heard him on his preferred production, maybe I actually wouldn't like it. But
oh, they might
but
play beats, yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, aside from that, no, he's dope. He's dope. He's got it.
And then what about you, Ghost? How would you rate it?
I would say good. I like the fact that he tried out like 3 or 4 different flows, and he was pretty good on all of them. Some of them at the end it was kind of it wasn't the best. Faltered a bit, but again, the fact that he was at least ambitious to try the different flows, both of them sounded good. I'm gonna give him a dope as well.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I will also say real quick, it's pretty easy to come off as corny when you're the religious rapper,
that also
the Christian
is
rapper,
true. Yeah,
and that he did not come off as corny at all.
Yep, so. Yep. That's a point in his favor. Plus, I like that Epstein file part. That was good.
Yeah, this is like one of the first news where I'm like generally interested in hearing more of the records.
All right, I think we got 2 more.
Let's go, man. Double XL, dog.
All right, close it out strong.
I was just broke and lonely. Now I'm rich, got all these kinfolk. If you ain't trying to make no bread, then what the fuck you here for? These niggas broke, they going fed. They out here giving info. See my niggas going fast, so let me change the tempo. I'm in the booth with Gmo, fuck a game, this ain't no demo. The whip all black is emo, with plenty straps, you think this tape, but this shit ain't no Vivo. Caught busy killer on that gate, and all game said was ill. I know that money makes shit straight, but it don't make you real, nigga. It don't make you real, though.
No, bro, what?
I'm confused, like
what the fuck? What are you doing? Oh,
I feel like at this point they make somebody rap acapella like every freaking year, dog.
So
he definitely asked to go last.
Yeah, he asked for that.
Dog. Are you?
I don't even know.
We were doing so good. I'm trashing the beat this whole time, but it's like, bro, you see everyone else flowing on with this beat, and you got to make it about you, and he wasn't even that good.
Yeah, it was just such a stark departure from like we were kind of in the zone, but then you just kind of like took us out the vibe.
Yeah. Put this shit in the other video. But
all right, Ace, what are we giving this?
I mean, all the beat nonsense aside, I'm gonna give it a mid. It didn't sound like complete garbage, and I kind of got distracted by the fact that he did this with the beat, so I may have overlooked the quality of the lyrics, but I don't think it was garbage. I think he could probably put something out that's it. But yeah, I'll stick with it.
What about you, Ghost?
I gotta give it. What's the lowest score? I don't want to say was it. It wasn't heavy trash, but I'm gonna go trash. Like the distraction aside of the of the turn off the beat. Like his bars were not all that hot. And if you go acapella, you need to show that it's worthy if you go acapella.
That's a
And he
good
didn't do
point.
that. So yeah, that's unfortunately trash.
Yeah, again, I think I would have caught off guard by the switch up. It probably isn't the worst thing we've ever heard, especially on Double XL. And I think the little spoken word element kind of gave more connection with their name. I don't know. It just would have been better to just get a representation of what they actually put out, because I feel if I put on one of their records, I'm not gonna get that surely. I'm kind of with you, Ghost. I think it's not necessarily the worst thing ever. So I guess maybe that's like a 1.5 versus what we're doing right now, but it's definitely not. It's easily the worst of this basket. We can all agree with that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They look at first comments. Thank you. Why is the beat so ass and quiet? Thank you.
What are all the comments saying? Just quickly go through it. It's mixed badly. The beat and the vibe doesn't match the energy of the group.
Wow.
Yeah, that's.
Oh.
It almost sounds like they did it intentionally. Like he likes Waluigi as a character. That actually was way better than ones like a couple years. Okay, someone think. I'm gonna like Cypher had the best chemistry in years. I don't know about the best chemistry, but it was pretty good. 7 years ago in this very room, someone woke up feeling like the man.
I can't believe that was 7 years ago, bro. Oh
yeah.
Lord.
Miles Minnick holding down Virginia. Slayer killed it. Okay, someone switched to Slayer. Minnick. Appreciate y'all taking time to watch.
Oh, this is actually Chris Patrick.
Oh, I like humble guys hopping in the thing. We like that. Miles Snap. Okay, it seems like this is by the most attention a Christian based rapper has gotten in a while.
Yeah.
Chris Slayer, Miles.
Who's that? Who's that one big Christian rapper dude that's popular now? I can't remember his name.
Lecrae?
Yeah. I feel like who's the most mainstream Christian rapper since him? I can't really think of any. But Kanye, if you want to call that. He calls himself Christian. But.
Well, we're not obviously looking at all the comments, but it seems like Miles Minnick is getting a lot of praise, and he probably was the best. If I just look at our scores real quick, out of all of us, so yeah, salute. Okay,
I think Chris Patrick got it, but he was good as well.
Oh yeah, we gave Chris all top tiers as well.
Pokemon's. Is this like streamer rap you're talking? All right.
If he did a Pokemon cipher, then that would be interesting. Anyway, let's hear the next batch.
All right. I don't know if
what's this one? Oh,
more of like Detroit type beat.
Better beat than
They love how a nigga talk, ain't got a deep voice. Came from Carolina, I got cuz up in Detroit. Bad minds, I treat cars just like street toys. Came to the hood, ain't check in, you need a detour. Niggas love to say they rich, but do you feed the poor? I mean more to my state than you mean to yours. You walk through and close shit, I open doors. I rap shit that street niggas, they feelin' pores. My lawyer Bud Crawford, he read it beat bodies. Trench baby, if I got it, nigga, we got it. Cash money, Birdman, nigga, we pop it. Call the plug, I need it ASAP, I mean Rocky. Trap nigga, I'm serving bowls out the studio. keep a 40, you ain't gotta tell me when to go. He shoot, then I shoot, niggas doing pick and roll. Shoot a nigga 4 times, then run, that's a give and go. Blowing up like I thought I would, thought I should, thought I could. It's all good, the lifestyle of a real nigga on a daily. Never saying fuck the streets, cause the streets pay me, nigga.
Okay. I don't want to load anything onto y'all, but I don't know about that one there. What do you give it this?
I'm gonna go mid, but it wasn't, I don't know. It wasn't bad. I feel bad about giving it a mid, but it was mid. Like the lyrics were super basic. What was super basic? Like everything about it was mid. I feel bad about giving it a mid though. You seem, I don't know. Maybe it's because he seems like a likable guy, but
Ghost, come on, I know you're gonna come in here, keep it 100. What do you give it?
Well, I think I'm going the opposite way from where you're going. I was on the fence between mid and good, but since Ace gave it a mid, I'll balance it out and I'll give it a good. He wasn't groundbreaking in his lyrics, but I think the beat really suited him, and I liked the way he flowed over it. Even though he wasn't saying nothing too crazy, but I'm a go good. Like I enjoyed that. It wasn't the best, but it was pretty good.
Maybe you're all still operating on the goodwill of the last bundle, but that was but I'm not gonna even hold you. Like obviously, like being able to flow on the beat is like the introduction to rap. Oh man, that was not good at all. I thought we were past ABC raps. Anyway.
You know how I'm coming, bitch, I'm coming hard. Bad bitches shaking with my wealth, bitch, on Boulevard. He wanna eat me up, but I won't let him. I told him buy a bag, spin that cheddar. Done it 42 inside my section. Go and sleep a bad bitch, wake up looking better. West side bitch, and I break that shit wherever. And if she won't smoke, it's whatever. I throw that way, goddamn.
Rockin' double C.
Nah, that's you. Nah.
What was her sister's name? YK.
I don't even know.
Well, the next time, pause it on the name. Yeah, that was. I believe that was YK niece. Yeah. What do you make of that, Ghost?
That shit was garbage. Like I mean, we talked about the breath control previously, and she's probably the worst of the bunch. She couldn't even put together a full verse. Then you gotta end it out with just some ad lib, sexy written. Nah, fuck nah. That's trash. Sorry. And it looked like also they did a cut in the middle of it. To be honest, like she lost her train of thought and they had to. I could be wrong, but it looked like they did a cut. So I'm.
To splice together that verse.
I think I'm pretty sure they did. Like I'm fairly sure, but that was trash.
Oh god.
We're coming back to earth now.
Fair enough. Okay. What about you, Ace?
Yeah, just to give a full context, I have been rating these out of 10. Nobody's gotten below a 6.5 so far until her. Now she's a 1. Like that was so bad. She does not even sound like an artist. Like she sounds like somebody that just hopped on the mic off the street. Like there was nothing redeeming about that.
God damn.
I can see why they have gotten a bit of attention. It seems like they're in the same realm of like a City Girls type of thing, and you don't have to have super talent to make a City Girls type record. No offense to them, but as far as this showcasing, yeah, this was kind of pitiful. Yeah. I don't. It feels like they didn't take it seriously.
The studio, but
exactly.
Yeah,
it feels as if they didn't take it seriously, or they don't have the ability to take it seriously. But obviously, you know. And thanks for that, Ace. It's fun. I think none of these are super official records, but it does give some level of indication of what we kind of think about it. Okay, next we got Skrilla.
And then I told the Drake, got couple B's, picked up body teas, and then I heard you told you bit the cheese. My first lemon squeeze, I did my first draw, I didn't freeze. Riding with BD and FA on the run, did that with ease. Feds and spin the block 2 times, ring the rosy. Fucking with that dog food glass, ain't got no 10 fresh out the nosebleed. 5-star bitch, I take on a prime in a tuxedo. 5-star whip, I hit the gas, matte black, I really speeding.
Yeah, these verses are short.
Okay, well, obviously it's another thing of like, do you blame the beat or the rapper? I think all the double X freshmen should be able to stay on the given beat. I feel as if they probably even get to hear it first time, and they probably get a little preparation, but that's just heavily assumption. I understand the type of artist they are, and there's definitely potential there. In so much, I would even say it's like mid to good, but this showcasing I don't necessarily like. So maybe I should be more realistic and say it's actually like closer to trash, or maybe like a 1.5. But I wouldn't dismiss them. If that makes sense. What do you say, Ghost?
Uh, I'm between a mid and a trash. I'll say low mid. Like he wasn't awful. Definitely wasn't as bad as the previous. I think, like again, the format specifically has not done the last couple hours any favors. I'll cut him a little slack. I'll say mid, but it's right on the edge.
Anyways,
I'm gonna go mid as well. I as Ghost, I'm between the mid and the trash too, and it's because I struggled with following what he was saying because of his because he was so off the beat. Like I think he took two breaths the whole time. One was for his first section of his first half of his bars, and the other one was after he did the last bars. Like it's so it was so distracting. And he just like he rapped at the same cadence regardless of the beat. It was weird. So yeah, that was super distracting. But I don't think he was saying. I doubt he was saying anything that's spectacular. But I don't know. Maybe he has a chance. So I give it a mid.
it almost sounded like if he had slowed down just a little fraction, maybe it would have been more on the beat and it would have flowed better. But maybe that's
right.
Maybe that's a mixing problem with the video. Anyway, next we got Babyface E.
This shit getting bigger. I got niggas that got more money than I got, and they asking me for a picture. She mad about a hoe, I didn't fuck, I should've hit her. Then I X'd her ass out, nigga, just like Twitter, and I'm on double X at a L. I ain't had no cosign, I did this by myself. Ministry so burnt out, cause niggas just gon' tell. So if you do that shit, you might as well do it yourself. What else? A lot of these niggas not my mans, I don't fuck with niggas. Off the meds, I'm moving slower than a caterpillar. Nigga hating, but he really wish he had a picture. You a natural born bitch, ain't no savage in you. This not a club show, bro, we at a venue. I told her no, but she still got it tatted in you. Huh. And I don't even think I kissed her, but it's good on you, baby. Let every nigga know I hit it. I just put up 80 racks, I ain't spinning. Nigga slides gonna be fuck all this rap, bro, I'm spinning. Hitting her from the back, bro, I'm in it. Got some racks and gave away a scat, man, I did it, nigga.
Man, it sucks. It feels like one of those things where they saved all their talent for the beginning. Where that is probably the best job. We could have saved someone for the end.
Who the hell? I'm sorry. Who did we just listen to before this guy?
Babyface E.
You mean before Babyface E?
No, before Babyface.
Before Babyface E was Skrilla.
Oh, that was Skrilla? Okay. Sorry.
What do you give it, Ghost?
You know, it's probably more fair to give it trash, but I kind of there's certain parts like I think this type of beat really suited him, and it's not great, but this also is like it was catchy and like charming is not the way out. It's not the word I would use. For some reason, I kind of fuck with it. I don't know why. I really don't, because it wasn't all that good. I'm trying to remember the dude that this reminds me of. I cannot remember his name for the life of me, but okay, it's trash, but right between trash and good. Like I actually might give him a chance, like listen to some of his stuff, even though this is not that great.
What do you give it, Ace?
This was pure trash. He looked so cool rapping the worst, like just the most ass like lyrics, like just bad. Yeah, just trash. No, listen to this guy.
That's embarrassingly bad. Like just the most uninspiring bars and type of rapping in this day and age. I'm never gonna be mad at a brother coming from nothing and trying to make something themselves, but Jesus Christ. That almost makes me feel if I ever see them feature on a record, Obviously, I feel as if I give artists more than a fair shake, but I would like, all right, I'm not listening to that. Babyface E, and nah, that ain't happening. Anyway, let's see if they round it out. I think we got like 2 more left. Let's see what Belly Gang Cushington can spit.
Hey, Drawn, cut that motherfucker. This beat cool, but it ain't really my flay. They be calling me a white boy the whole time. My great grandma was a slave. I'm so motherfucking sick and tired of hearing that Ratlanta phrase. That shit Gucci did, them ain't no Atlanta ways. See, a nigga like me, I ain't never been some fool, nigga. Even in the can, did a couple push-ups, held my weight just like a man. I spent 80 on my teeth, but I ain't never did no floss shit. I never showed my hand. Fuck you know about getting put in the cell with a junkie. Let them know they look home. On the street, I get money. In this room right here, that dirty shit we ain't gonna have. I might buy them commissary jet or make them take a bath. Every time I get locked, this big money on my books. Any courtroom I ever been in, I ain't never been shook. Stood up and told the judge I ain't never been a crook. How can I cook crack when I don't even know how to cook, nigga? Yeah.
Is that it?
They didn't do one for Trim.
Did Trap was Trap Dicky first? Okay, he was first.
Oh, I guess.
Wait, Trim hasn't gone yet?
No, Trim
He
didn't.
not get the bonus, huh?
Not in the bonus either. Okay, well,
Heck, so they got one terrible female rapper.
I don't know if they allow the last person to go to not use the beat or whatever the case may be. That was another one where it sounded like they just personally didn't want to rap on the beat. What do you give it, Ace?
I'm gonna give that a I'm gonna give it a dope. I'm gonna give it a dope. It was it felt like a very from the heart type of verse. I don't know. I think he did his thing. Like, and I'm somebody that obviously am not or on record not being the biggest fan of Atlanta rappers, and for him to have spit a verse that actually kept my attention, I think that says something. So I'll give it a dope. I would be curious to hear him on a track.
I actually tend to agree. I would prefer to hear them on a beat, obviously, but I think there's definitely potential. They're using a lot of recent things, so they're somewhat knowledgeable about stuff that's going on. I think they could have saved that "My Grandma Was a Slave" bar. I mean, they really need to get it off their chest. That's fine, but I don't know if this was the medium to really get it off your heart, get it off your chest. Yeah, I want to hear him. I'm receptive to hearing more. I'll give it. It's good. It's not bad. What about you, Ghost?
I'll give it a high mid. He was definitely better without a beat than the other dude. I like some parts of that. In general, I like the Atlanta rap sound in moderation. I'm interested to hear what he does next. And this wasn't amazing, but it was pretty good. I'll give it a.
And with that is another XXL year. Obviously there was this bonus cipher. I'll probably put in the description below, but I think we've got our fair share of representation of this particular list. And I'll speak for myself. I was pleasantly surprised. Like whenever you go into a list where you're not familiar with many of the artists, and then you just start to hear like some consistently like moderately like well strung together bars, I think that's always like that's tremendous. And again, like these are names that I think a lot of people aren't necessarily familiar with, so I think it's definitely an above average showcasing. I guess my favorite out of all of this, again, I was semi familiar with Chris Patrick. They were definitely super dope. The Miles brother, high potential. It's kind of hard for me to go between those. I'll still give it to Chris. But again, that Miles brother definitely was definitely impressive. What about you, Ace? What do you think of the class in general, and who was your standout? Oh, I guess also as far as the worst, because we got to keep it all the way at 1,000 on here. Uh, mm, the homegirl is probably the worst, but I can see them having some popularity. So for that reason, I would say Trap Dicky was the worst. Yeah, you're gonna have to come up with something new. That's not gonna get you anywhere, my brother. All right, so sorry, Ace. What would you think of the class in general? Who would you say was a standout, and who would you say was the one you probably can't see going that far? No offense.
Right. Overall, very solid class. Very solid class. Like I feel like overall is um better than recent years. Standout. Standout. Even though I would say Chris Patrick will probably be my favorite, I actually am gonna have to go with Miles Minnick as being the standout because I feel like he had a couple things going against him for me, and he blew it out the water. Like there's no doubt. Like he's gonna do some interesting, cool things. So Miles Minnick, and then yeah, I'm gonna give YK Nice the worst. I I don't care if she's a City Girls impersonator. Like there's no excuse.
I didn't say all that, but damn. And then last but not least, what about you, Ghost? What do you think of the class in general? Who was the standout, and who was the you don't think you're going to be hearing a lot of them in the future?
Same as you, Chris Patrick was very impressed. Yeah, why Katie's all the way out of here, bro? We don't need to hear none of that. But yeah, very impressed by the class. Very impressed.
Yeah, again, salute to Double XL, salute to all these brothers. Oh, I guess let's look at the comments for this one real quick. I feel as if I want to see if we're off the mark or if this one really wasn't that great either. You heard it, Ghost?
Oh, my bad.
No, I said scroll in the comments.
Oh, sorry. I'm looking at something else. My fault. I thought you were saying go to the. Let's see. The first. Ah, damn. That was very accurate. The cipher feels like it's in a rush to be over.
Yeah.
Was this one or the other one first? I'm curious.
Oh, that's a good question. Go to the channel real quick. I believe the other one was first.
Okay, 13 days and 11 days. So the first one we listened to was first.
Yeah. Yeah. No, someone like Trap Dicky. Some of the YK Nice came out, spat absolutely nothing, and bounced around for 18 seconds before handing the mic off.
Dog, you want to eat me up, but I won't let him. They say, "Yeah, fucking right."
Yeah,
oh my god! Damn.
Yeah, someone said, what's his name? Cushington look like the Drewski white rapper freestyle skit. That's not nice.
Damn. Yo, now
comments are so.
Yo, it actually is just. That's hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. So a couple people saying Trap. Maybe I'm off the mark. See, I like hearing different views. Some people's rocking with Trap Dicky. I think he's super uninspiring, and that's not good. Like you need to do something different. But anyway, again, if any of these artists are your favorite, definitely let us know. If there's any artists that y'all thought should have been on this list this year, let us know. And any other comments, questions, or concerns, please feel free to comment. But if there's nothing else, we can move on. And with that, with the time that we're at, let's get to wrapping this particular show up.
So what are we going to? Because are we doing this bonus?
No.
Or okay.
So, before we close out, I guess actually, ooh, what did I just do? Oh, I feel like I just messed it up somehow, and I didn't even change anything. Before we conclude, quick rest in power. Yeah, I don't know why it flips. Okay, I have to do this. This is so tacky.
Sorry, are you looking?
Something got messed up. Something got messed up on OBS. My apologies.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant the news.
I probably should verbalize the nonsense I'm dealing with, so you guys just don't think I'm babbling. Okay, it looks scuffed, but we're just doing a quick send off. Okay, my apologies. Again, not again. Rest in power to Pele Johnson. You might not be familiar with the name, but you definitely are familiar with their work. This saxophonist was the tenor line that basically made the Pink Panther doom, 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 doom. He was the one behind that Pink Panther theme, and they recently passed away. So just gotta give them a rest in power. They're definitely a legend. Probably in jazz in itself, but definitely for that iconic element that they produced. But yeah, that was just a quick thing to get off our chest. Unless there's anything else that I missed, any go backs. Okay, so go here. Okay, so that's all for the topics and everything. Before we conclude the podcast, we always gotta mention anything that we're looking forward to. You know what they say about having something to look forward to, the importance of that. Whether it be the near future or the long distance future. What are we looking forward to coming up?
For me, I got a fishing trip coming up next weekend. It's gonna be like on a charter boat, and basically you go on the boat early in the morning. You drop your line. It's in the ocean too, so like you go on.
What ocean?
Atlantic.
The Atlantic?
Dog, there's no way you just asked that question. Come on now.
I mean, I guess sometimes I forget where we live, but that's kind of wild. Isn't that scary?
No, I mean it's a large boat. It's not a like a rinky dinky thing where you're getting on. It's all choppy and everything. Like it's a large boat, and it's a bunch of people. And essentially, you throw your line, you cast your line. You don't even really have to like babysit the line or anything like that. Like you can walk around and stuff, and if it catches, you just kind of try to make sure you're being paying some attention. But yeah, that's gonna be the vibe, and I think it's pretty much an all day thing. So I'll be fun going with a few friends, of course.
Nice,
especially for one of their birthdays.
Well, based on what you're describing, I don't know how much success you're gonna have, but that would be dope if you can come back with something, and then you can post the that stereotypical like guy with the fish, a big fish, and put it on the profile.
Gotta take the classic picture.
Yeah, make it my dating profile.
Exactly. Yeah. Yo, you're in my brain. I was kind of thinking for maybe like the gram, but I was really thinking that's what you put. That's not the first picture. You put like the third one. That's the sweet spot. But good show, good shit. What else? What else are we looking forward to coming up?
I got a basic one. The show Common Side Effects. I think the platform is Adult Swim, to be honest.
Yep.
But that second season is coming out. I saw the trailer for it, and I mean, I generally don't think trailers are fine, but that was actually one of the best trailers that I've seen, just in terms of capturing the vibes of the show. not giving away too much, but making me excited. And I really like the song they chose as part of it. So yeah, I'm super excited for that. We just need the Scavengers Reign season to come back. Which I don't know if that's happening. But if y'all have not watched that show, I highly recommend you do. It's fantastic.
That work. Scavengers Reign?
Well, that, but common side effects as well.
Oh yeah. Commissar. I think it's on Netflix now too, so like, I'm definitely gonna check that out.
You said they're on season 2. I'm surprised. I feel as if I've seen like a million clips of that show. But and then me and myself, I feel there's a million things, but one of the main things at the end of this month, the Worlds for the Yu-Gi-Oh trading card game. That's my finals. That's my World Cups. That's my World Championship. That's my weekend. Right, I'm not talking to nobody. That's coming up at the end of August, so I'm pumped. And it's on. I know it's kind of like what do they call it? What do they call civilian stuff? But like it also falls on a pay week. So I'm spending my entire paycheck on pizza. That'd be wild. But yeah, it's gonna be lit.
Wait, so you don't get paid every week?
Oh, is that the more common thing? No, I get paid bi-weekly.
Damn. I do not miss those days. I do not miss them, but that's dope.
You know what's funny? These sound like questions that like are like, why would you like? People be thinking everything the same. You know there are people out there that get paid once a month.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, somebody was talking about this. They said they get paid once a month, and they get paid like at the beginning, and they take care of all their bills, and then they just try to like survive.
If you're not good at money management, that's damn near a death sentence, bro. You make one bad purchase and one bad decision a weekend, and you're cooked.
To be fair, I think content creators that obviously if you're like a successful content creator, you have like sponsors and things like that. But I think if you're just a content creator, I think like all the streaming platforms, they just pay out like one time a month, so that's all. They're also probably used to that as well.
I actually didn't know that. Was not aware.
But fair enough. Good show. Thank you guys as always for coming out here and doing this podcast thing. Especially, waking up on Sundays. I know that can be aggy sometimes. And we all super appreciate and give thanks to anyone who, checks out our podcast, all the likers, all the commenters, all the watchers, viewers, people that just, bump into our podcast via one way or the other. Again, we greatly appreciate y'all. And we hope that by watching and listening to our podcast that you gain a perspective or learn something new, like the fact that if you are a person who gets hot a lot and you're not like these guys, there are human refrigerators out there that you can sit in guilt free. Or we just hope that you find it entertaining. And if none of that happened for you, then all we have to say to you is be warned, be filled. Thank you.